It's that brief quiet before you know, are you actually on? Welcome to D&D Tonight. This is the first episode of the World Ahead series brought to you by Corporate Streams, who places us onto the internet. I'm joined by an awesome cast of characters as we go through what we're affectionately calling a mini campaign. I have, of course, with me a few old favorites who've played with us before and a few new people who've either been on unlimited shows or we've only seen a couple other times. We are going to go ahead and begin our story in the setting of Wildmount. It's an interesting land. It's a land where the gods once roamed amongst the people, but after a turbulent experience known as the Calamity, in which God fought God and had just mortals in between, all the gods sealed themselves behind the divine gate and said that no one could walk amongst their creation again, and instead chose to influence through the few clerics that there are. It is a place on the edge, if not already in war, between the Dwendalian Empire and the Kryn dynasty, where the Menagerie Coast fights off the Revelry, a set of pirates who wish to break free and take from them the free lives and commerce of those places. But we're not going to worry about them right now because they're all south of us. Our story begins and takes place on the outside of a place called Shady Creek Run in the graying wildlands. The day is the 2nd of Sidenstar, the 2nd of Sidenstar, 8:35 post-divergence, if you're keeping track. We see the group coming in from the northern gate. There's reason that people typically don't travel this way, and it's because they have to go through portions of what is referred to as the Savalier Wood, a corrupted and infested with monsters forest that has been lost to time and to any hospitable people beyond these lawless individuals some 250 years ago. But as the four of you approach into what is roughly determined to be the gate, you guys are actually accompanied by a couple of other people. You guys haven't really spoken to each other as much, and as you guys approach from this area, there is no real official security beyond the Crown's Guard that you've left behind you, who basically check you to make sure you're not taking anything stolen into Shady Creek Run, as is typically the reason someone would head in there. You are accompanied by a gnome who has been keeping close to you guys. Just from context, you know that his name is Kellen Knucklestamp. Kellen is a young scrap with a small plume of brown hair that has finer points of gold in it, and a set of half-moon spectacles. And you've heard him kind of messing around with a pack sack, and he'll take tools and move into something in there, but doesn't actually take anything out of it. Your caravan has other people, but you guys are all placed in the back of a wagon as you enter in towards this northern gate. And as you arrive, you do see members of what look to be patchwork soldiers, people who look like they have regalia of the Dwendalian Empire, like you, Dust, would understand. And as they come in, they say, "Hold up, let's go ahead and see what we have." And you see this gentleman, half of his head is shaved off. The other half is pretty long and kind of drapes down to where the shoulder length is. Blonde with green eyes and this kind of crooked smile, who walks in and says, as he pulls the curtain back from this wagon, "Well, we've got kind of a crew here, don't we?" "Yeah. You, sir, the furball in the back." As we turn to see a very large figure, not proportionally large, but tall. What is the exact height of Dust, Mr. Lumen?
He is 7 feet 3 inches.
Any noticeable garments or iconography of anything that can tell us anything about Dust just from looking at him?
So Dust has long, dark, kind of like dark brown hair, and also like a long, dark beard, almost like a very big lion's mane kind of around his face. He has very large, round, dark eyes, and kind of a large, sharper nose. He keeps a couple of hair pieces in his hair. One is made of obsidian that he keeps tied kind of like in a little braid, and another one with a almost like an iron piece behind it. He keeps a little staff. He keeps a staff with him that's basically a little bit taller than him, with a very like metal rod, and at the top it's a circle. One, and then it's circle, which isn't looks like another iron piece and a small like sharp end.
And it's the
Uh,
staff itself that this bandit is actually kind of eyeing up and down. He's like, man, that's pretty nice. Do you mind if I take a look at that real quick? Just need to inspect it and make sure there's nothing hiding in there.
I'm gonna do a sleight of hand check to cast a movable object on it.
Okay. Let's go ahead and do it.
Let's see. Nice. That is a dirty 20.
Okay, now I will give you the sleight of hand check, but there is a somatic component to or a verbal component to this. So I would like you to make a deception check because he's going to hear you and be like, "What?" And I imagine you'll say, "Oh, nothing."
I figure how he'll do it. If you can carry this movable object, then you can have it.
All right.
And I'll just leave it like in his hands.
He goes ahead and he has it, and he's like pulling on. He's like, "Look, it's you want to give this a shot? Go ahead. See if you can move it." And he kind of like gestures over to you to try and grab it, mentioning over to the tabaxi. Can I get the fur tone of this feline friend?
Yes. Stone is a 6 foot tall black and white tabaxi. He's wearing studded leather armor, but it's very, very nice. Definitely costs a lot of money with a lot of like silver trim in it. And he's wearing these like black knickers that complement the same color as the vest. And he's got kind of a cape, but it's like a short cape that goes just to like by about the waist height. That's silver with like black designs on it.
He kind of looks over to you. He's like, "You a lord or something?"
Oh no, I'm just influential, shall we say?
Right then. Well, you don't look like you're going to be in much trouble. Not as long as you're with the Nightback clan. You're not.
No.
You don't look it either. Don't worry. You're not coming out of the cart. Although you, miss, might be. He looks over to you, Gwenora. He's like, "We don't typically have practicing clerics in the city for pretty good reason. Clover Alley has its fair of ne'er-do-wells, and they'd like to keep well to their own business here. You going to be any trouble for us?"
Oh no. See, I'm just here to I'm just following around. I'm not doing anything.
Well, if you're telling the truth, make a persuasion check. If you're deceiving him, make a deception check. Tell me whichever number you get.
Persuasion. 13.
13. He's like, "Well, we have a saying here on Shady Creek Run. This is a kind of a live and let live kind of city until it becomes take what you want. So
That's no trouble for me. I'll just I'm just here to mind my own business."
Alrighty. What does Gwenora look like?
So Gwenora is she's of mountain dwarf descent. Pretty typical in terms of dwarf features. She's short. She's about 4'5", copper hair, fair skin, green eyes. She's a bit on the younger side of things for a dwarf. So she's kind of, I don't know. She's got a little bit of a youthful optimism, which also goes along with being a cleric, I feel like. But she also has a scar across her chest from an attack by the Nightback clan. Yes.
Alrighty.
That's Gwenora.
Okay. He looks over to the gnome. He says, "What do you have in there? What's in the bag?" He's like, "Just some parts I've picked up from Hupperduke. I just moved my way through the world. We had to skip the southern entrance and circle around back because of some issues we found on the road. And you can look into it. You're welcome to." And the guy kind of looks into it, like pulls out, like starts throwing like a wrench behind him. He throws out a few cogs, some sheet metal. It looks like an eye that kind of moves around. He's like, "I rather fancy this. Say this will pay for your toll." And he goes ahead and he pockets the metallic eyes. The gnome kind of like, "Okay, that's fine." As he's pocketing it, he says, "You there in the back with the red hair, tall one.
Yes.
Is what he's saying true? Do you guys have to circle around back through the graying wildlands to get here? Or are you guys straight from Hupperduke?
He
Where-
speaks the truth.
Where are you all from? Where are you guys coming from and going to?
I think we're from all over.
Then I guess we'll go ahead and start with her in the back then. Miss Imogen,
Yes.
what does it you look like?
I'm about 6 feet tall. Red hair, fair skin, as we went over. I have a blue scar under my left eye that maybe later I'll explain where that came from. Yeah.
Okay. He says, Miss, where you from?
I don't know if that's any of your business.
Kind of is. See, me and the rest of the Grudge Gang, we kind of run things around here. We say who comes in and who goes out, and I say you don't come in until I find out where you've been first.
Okay, well, I'll tell you that it's near Hupperduck.
Hupperduck?
Hupperduck.
Make a deception check.
Dust is gonna kind of wiggle in the back and very quietly just be like, cast charm person, because he's getting nervous.
Okay. Is that a save for me, or does that automatically hit him?
It's a wisdom saving throw of 14.
Girl, I will give that to you. 7. Nope.
I believe
he's
it's a
charmed.
22.
Shit. A few, you see just out of the barrel of your eye, I'll say, Gwenora, your passive perception would be high enough for you to notice. You do see the Fearbog, who is sitting across from you, move his hand and whisper something under his breath. And a moment later, you can kind of see like this gloss come over the eyes of the guard with the blonde hair, and he says, "Oh, I mean, I guess I don't have to be hassling you guys about where you all came from. Sure, you're from Hupperduke. Just, step lightly. It's dangerous out there. Wouldn't want any newcomers picked off too early. You guys enjoy your stay on the run."
Would you give back our gnome friend his tool?
Make a persuasion check.
Charmed?
Yeah, with advantage.
Okay. Thank God. That's even worse. 7. He's not very persuasive.
7. He says, "Sorry, rules are rules. If it looks dangerous, I have to potentially hold on to it. But I'll be sure that I give it back to him."
Nice going.
The guard goes away. He says, "They're not in here. This one's free to go in." And you can kind of hear like the shake of the cart beginning to move forward in. A few moments later, the cart stops once again, and the driver, a dwarvish man, comes forward. He says, "All right, this is the end. If you have any business heading back into the Empire, I'm heading back towards Rexingtrum now. You can speak now, pay your fee, and then go. Otherwise, you're all set." Good.
Yeah.
Have a nice time here. Step
Thank you.
lightly. And he moves away. As you guys exit out, you get your first good look at Clover Alley. Shady Creek Run appears to be just one 3-mile long street that has a few broken portions in the line where it just juts and makes sharp turns. Everything is built like slums or hobbled together. No care for building code, and if there was an earthquake, you can best believe everything would be flat. There is a almost permeating feeling of humidity and a weird kind of smog that trails along on the ground. This entire place is foggy, gross, and humid. The smell is that of something that is both sickly sweet and sour. As it works through your olfactory. You can see the denizens on the street kind of like step lightly or move in groups. Those who are peddlers of, mercantile means typically have a few members of armed guard with them just to deter anyone from coming in. You do see people who are living in alleyways who are currently either drinking, sleeping, or just begging for any funds. And as it happens, as you guys are left out here, and the gnome kind of steps out, he says, "Best of luck," and he gets about maybe 15 feet from you before a group of 4 people kind of enclose him. He's like, you see a lady with short black hair, closely cropped, go up and say, "I like your shoes, little man. You think they would fit my feet?" The gnome kind of shakes and says something indiscriminate. He's like, "I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you down there. Would you mind speaking up?" This exchange happens for a bit as you see like almost, and it would probably be Imogen who'd have better experience with this, but it almost looks like wolves encircling their prey as the other few members of this group begin to like go around the gnome. They start picking up at his satchel, like reaching inside and pulling stuff out.
How many are there?
There are currently 4 of them. And Mr. Stone, you had a hand.
I was going to say, if I saw that he was being picked at and people were trying to, I would step in and kind of put myself in this situation.
Take the stage and deliver. What do you want to do?
I'd just slink in between them right next to the gnome and be like, "I'm sorry. Is there an issue here that I can help with?"
You know what?
Look as regal as possible.
The woman says, "You know what? Yes, actually. Are you new to the run?"
"Oh, I'm new to a lot of places. I like to move around."
"Well, you must have been told about the tax then. We
tax?
typically, oh yes, we lift a good portion of income from any newcomers to keep commerce alive here in the run. So I think that'll be about 50 gold pieces per your friends back there also."
Oh, what is commerce funny?
No, it's in fact very, very serious. And she like snaps her fingers, and one of these guys produces a blade and puts it to the gnome's neck. He says, "So,
I would like to at the same time pull my rapier out and put it to that person's throat as quickly as possible."
She kind of looks at you like this isn't the first time. This is like maybe the 4th time today that this has happened to her. She's like, "Ooh, smells like steel. I've dealt with steel before."
And I'll make sure to like pull my claws out a little bit too, and be like, "Listen, I don't travel alone, and we don't want any trouble. Let us leave, and there won't be."
The cat's got claws. And
Yes.
you can see her hand begins to turn white and grow fur on it as her nails get longer too. She's like, "So does mine." I would like everyone just to roll initiative so that we can see where we go with this.
Oh, before we go to that, I was going to have Dust is going to walk up to like pick up the gnome and grab the bags and just put them over his shoulders.
I will say, let me see here. Let me go ahead and set this up properly.
Sure.
I had a
Zelda, come on. Okay. This is what Stone looks like.
put this here, put Dust over here, and put Imogen and Gwenora over there.
There you go.
C'est magnifique. Okay. If you want to go over to the gnome, I'll allow you to make a strength check to kind of hoist him out of the situation and get close enough to do so without deterring anyone of these bandits.
Just a straight roll, right?
Oh, yeah.
13.
As you get close enough to one of these people, you can see like the teeth on them begin to become more rodent-like, and the eyes kind of like get larger as you see their entire form shifts into this half rat-like creature. You were not able to get to the gnome before that time, but go ahead and roll initiative all the same. Okay, not terrible. Good job.
Okay.
All right, 25 to 20.
21.
21, blackjack for Stone Wind.
It's a 4 for me.
Marvelous. So I'm pretty sure Gwenora is going to be at the bottom of the list here, but 19 to 15.
19.
17.
Alrighty. So then we'll go Dust, then Imogen.
Gwenora just wanted to see how things played out first before.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Let's unveil our little map here, and have all the stuff shown.
Oh, let's.
Screen share, zoom, settings. Are you sure you want to do this? Yes. Ta-da! No, hang on. There we go.
Rotini.
Yeah.
Oh my god, they're all pasta names.
I don't know what you're talking about. These are purely fantasy names.
Of course. Rig Otoni.
What's the other one? Penny?
Penne and Ziti.
You're not gonna like what I do for future encounters. Okay.
I love it.
Listen, I'm a very sick individual.
You're just a fan of pasta, and as an Italian, I appreciate it.
I was thinking, I'm like, they should have names. I don't want to call them enemy 1, 2, and 3. I'm like, Charlotte, what do we got in the pantry? She's like, I'm making pasta tonight. Perfect.
Nice. Secrets of the DM.
Yes. Alrighty. So we have our people, and I think that we can go ahead and begin with Stonewind first on site. Stone, you're right here. What would you like to do?
Who was the one that held a knife to? That was Ziti.
That would be Ziti who did it. It would be Panay, who is the woman you were speaking with previously. Actually, yeah, it would be Panay, but that's a female name. I mean, as female as pasta can get, and Rigatoni would probably be a guy. So I'm just going to switch them. There you go.
Okay, so Ziti's the one that had the blade, and I had the rapier to them, and then talking to Panay.
Talking to Panay, Ziti would have been probably closer over here to Ziti, who had the knife on him.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Currently grappled, I will say.
Oh, okay, I see. Oh man, are we doing this? I guess so. Guess there's no help now. I would just like to I'll do a I guess I'll strike with my rapier, but I'd like to maybe like a warning shot, like at the shoulder.
Sure. Okay. At Panay?
No, at Ziti's the one that I had the blade to, right?
That would be correct, yes.
So just like a little, like a Mask of Zorro type of swipe to a quick little jab at the shoulder to not.
Sure. I'll give that to you. And you know what? I'll say that since Knuckle Stamp is not an enemy, but he is perceived enemy by Ziti, that you can go ahead and have Sneak Attack activated at this point if you'd like. Ooh. I know you say it's just a swipe, but this probably will not kill him in one hit. Sure,
I'll do that.
Alrighty.
That is a dirty 20 to hit.
Gross. You can hit me. What's the damage?
And this is my first time playing a rogue. I'm getting used to this.
Oh boy.
It's great. I love it. 3d6 and a d8. Okay.
3d6 and a d8 would make a cool band name.
That's true. 14 points of slashing damage.
14 points of slashing damage. And as you hit into Ziti, you can see that the steam kind of comes out of him from where he's been. You can see that as you're hitting him, you do draw a significant amount of blood, and it was a very decisive strike against this person. And yet, as you look at the cut itself, it looks more akin to a cat scratch than a sword strike. And you realize that this person is kind of shifting into this more rat-like humanoid. And as they grow these claws out, they're like, it doesn't feel like silver. This is an amateur. Bonus action or movement, Mr. Stone?
Yes. Oh, that's right. I can do stuff on my bonus action.
Yeah, you could disengage.
I'm going to I am going to disengage. Knuckle Stamp is grappled, you said, right?
Correct.
I'm just going to disengage and move to the other side of ZD.
Okay, so you want to get here?
Just right across from Knuckle Stamp. So
right here.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay, so you can disengage, kind of rolling through the ground.
I guess I don't have to disengage. Oh no, I do have to from Pending.
Oh yeah. Hey, right. You don't have to. I mean, you're welcome to not disengage.
No, I will disengage.
Alrighty. So as you go ahead and you roll down, passing by Panay and Ziti, and getting behind Ziti with an advantageous striking distance. That's your action, bonus action, most of your movement. I think that's you done. And Mr. Dust, it is you with Imogen on deck.
What are they wearing? Like, what do they have? They have bracers, anything? I know they have a sword.
It's what I like
Silver's
to refer,
best. Sorry, I forgot to yell that.
It's what I like to refer to as Clover Alley chic. They have on them a pair of trousers. Their armor doesn't appear to be, they actually don't appear to be wearing armor, but they do have on them rings, belt buckles. They're holding metallic weapons. There is a small, like, bluish hood that encompasses the neck area. Boots that look like they don't match in most cases.
Okay. What would I need to do if I wanted to? How long has it been since the wagon? Probably like a few minutes, right?
Probably about a couple, yeah.
Okay. I want to stab my staff into one of their pants because it's still affected by a movable object. So I want it to get on them.
Okay. I'll say you can do that to Rigatoni. You can go ahead and...
I want to do it to Ziti because he has a knuckle stamp.
Okay. You will move up 5 feet, and that will give Rigatoni a attack of opportunity. Just making sure.
Yeah, I don't. We'll do it.
Let's do it. Scared. You're not scared? Boy, then I have not yet to actually show you what I can do. Okie dokie, that's a 2. So you get away with that scot-free. Why not?
You see Dust just slowly like walk towards Ziti, like very like putting his hands together, like nervously.
You see like a swipe from just like it's like one of those moments where it slows down. You can see it's like a piece of thread cut on the robe itself. As Dust moves up, you can go ahead. I'll say make an attack action, pretend like it's a quarterstaff hit.
Okay.
I'll give you the bludgeoning damage, and if you leave it there, then it'll have the properties of the immovable object spell.
Perfect. 17.
17 will hit this guy. Go ahead and do your bludgeoning damage.
That is a 3 damage.
3 damage. Okay, that'll be reduced.
Dust throws his staff into like the pants and goes, "Please hold this," and like he hits him on accident. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to hit you. I need you to hold this for me. And he kneels. Oh, sorry.
No, go for it.
Kneels down to Kellen. Kellen, don't worry, I will take you away from this gentleman.
Alrighty. Bonus action or movement?
Just kind of. I'll stand in front. I'll stand in front of Kellen, just kind of like guarding him from that side.
Sure. Okay. So then next up we have Imogen. Imogen, do you want to get involved in this? You can just walk away. Look, you can always go back to the Graying Wildlands and live successfully as a silversmith. That is always plan B.
No, I'm going to get involved.
All right.
Kind of.
I'll bet.
Feel like it's my calling too. So, but I'm going to keep it simple for now. And I'm going to head towards Rotini, my least favorite of the pastas.
Wow.
Hey.
Alrighty.
I'm just going to keep it simple for now and just bang him across the head with my club.
Alrighty. Go ahead and roll to hit.
Okay. It's going to be an 8.
8 does not hit. As you swipe to hit him across it, he kind of backs up away from it as it just barely misses the snout of his were-rat form. He says, "Too slow. Try again." Which, as a 6th level barbarian, I believe you get a second attack. So if you want to go ham.
So I swing my club to the left and I miss, and I say, maybe I just did it the wrong way. So I get a 15 this time.
Okay, that'll hit. Alrighty, what's the...
Just warming up, it's like batting practice.
This real comical, like, ha, missed me, wham! What is the full-on damage?
It's 3.
Okay, so 3 points of damage done to Mr. Rotini. Wait, Rotini, yeah.
Rotini. How big is he? Is he small?
They're all kind of skinnier
Really
build,
small.
but they're
Teeny.
Rotini. Thank you for picking up what I was putting down.
No. Wow.
No, don't do that. Okay. Alrighty. So you do gain purchase. You've run up. You have a bonus action if you'd like to use it. But if you have yet to rage, then we don't need to go into that yet, and we would go on to the bad guys' turns. Anything else, Ms. Imogen?
No.
Alrighty.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go ahead and start ruining people. Okay. First and foremost, gosh, I would love Panay to be right here.
I would love.
I would love him to be there. He's going to go ahead and do 2 swipes with no, he'll go ahead and do, so he has 2 attacks, one of which can be a bite. So I'm going to go ahead and do the bite on Dust. That's a 8. Does not hit. So we'll go ahead and take out a short sword and we'll just hit him. Let's just hit him. It works all the time. Except for right now. That's a 15?
With the reaction of shield, it won't hit.
Well, okay. So as they go to chomp at you, which is really strange, as they kind of just move to just place teeth into your skin, you kind of dodge out of the way. And as Panay comes up with her short sword, you go ahead and you bring up this wall of almost white-like crystalline magic that breaks under the pressure of the sword, but does not actually have it pass through, effectively blocking her strikes. Rigatoni, on the other hand, is going to go ahead and move up behind Dust, and we're going to go ahead and do
You want Dust dead.
Wow.
Yeah, let's do it. Shit. ZD's going to have such an interesting time here. Okay, Rigatoni will get advantage on this roll. Where are my advantage dice?
As the rots are getting surrounded by Dust, Dust looks over to. Do we know each other's names? I don't know if we actually. You said we don't really know each other too much.
You do not
I know.
Okay. You can say that Tabaxi.
Okay, Mr. Tabaxi, could you take care of the rats here? That one's stuck. That's next to you, and the other 2. I have my ways out, but I don't feel like being attacked by the rats today. Rats scare me.
Absolutely. Oh, and Mr. Tabaxi's my father.
What is your name?
Spartacus. Alrighty. So Rigatoni's going to come up from behind as you're saying that, and he's going to hit with an 18 plus 4, 22 with a bite.
All right.
I'll take a Constitution saving throw real quick.
Oh no.
Oh, critical 1.
Critical 1. All right. So that'll be interesting. I'm not going to say anything more.
Oh, no.
After they go ahead and bite into you, they're going to also take up their short sword and with advantage, strike you with that. That's a 7 and that's a 2. 7 plus 4, 11. But you've got the shield up, so I'm guessing that won't hit.
It's only on. Is it only on reaction?
Well,
if you use you use a reaction, but shield lasts, I think, for a whole turn.
Yeah, that's my understanding.
Oh, okay. Cool. Yeah, none of those hit.
Cool. Well, I mean, the bite did. That'll be
the
fine.
bite did. Yeah, but that's it.
Alrighty. So,
how much damage with the bite? Sorry.
That will be. It is only 3 points of piercing damage.
Okay.
But moving on. I'm gonna go ahead. My original plan was for Rotini to go over here and get advantage with Stone Wind as pack tactics, but Imogen had to go and start whacking people in the face with bats. So I guess this is what we're doing today. All right, Rotini's gonna hit Imogen. Imogen, I am gonna go ahead and try to bite with a 15. Does that hit your armor class?
It does.
I will go ahead and take a Constitution saving throw.
Okay.
I believe in you. I believe that you can fail.
No, it's going to be a 3.
Okie dokie. Next, he's going to go ahead and strike with a short sword, which that's 22 to hit.
It's going to hit me.
Cool. Then the slashing damage will be 5.
All right.
Alrighty. And ZD's kind of stuck in that place, and as he tries to move and get away from Dust and Stone Wind, he is stuck by that immovable object. What's the strength check I need to make in order to push that thing out of my way?
You need to beat 14.
Come on. Nope, he's stuck there. He uses his action to try and move the immovable object. He's just like, there's something, there's special or something. And now we have Gwenora. Gwenora, what are we doing here?
Well, I'm gonna shoot a guiding bolt at Rigatoni.
Okie dokie. Guiding bolt is, I think you rolled a hit instead of me making a save. Alrighty.
And that would be a dirty 20 to
Gross.
hit.
Alrighty, I'll take it. So what's the damage?
And the 4d6. Here we go.
This is going to be rough.
14.
14. Okay.
I'll take the rigatoni al dente, please.
Is this what it's going to be like all campaign?
Yes.
Yes, please.
The crackling bolt of energy provided by Lord Raya herself is struck across the map and hits right behind Knuckle Stamp, who kind of ducks out of the way. No, wait, wouldn't have gone over here. We're going over here. Goes directly towards Rigatoni and strikes him in the center where their solar plexus is, knocking the wind out of them. They take to a knee, but are not prone and kind of stand as a glowing aura gives advantage on any attack made on him. Bonus action or movement, Gunnar?
I'll have her run over and be ready to finish off Rigatoni.
All righty. Give you that 5 feet of movement. And so we go back to the top of the round with Stone Wind.
Wonderful. I'm right there. I might as well. I'm just going to so is ZD technically like grappled right now?
So in this way, the way that Lumen and I have described his little pinning maneuver here,
He just brought his movement to 0 kind of thing.
It's not just, I would say that he's not restrained. It would be more like a grapple. His speed is 0, but he could still swipe with a free hand. He just can't move from like where he's been pinned.
It kind of depends where I use it. Yeah.
I already have advantage anyway because I'm
behind flanking.
I'm flanking. That's right. Cool. Then I'm going to strike with my rapier again.
Double advantage.
How rough is he looking right now?
Zig or ZD?
ZD?
He's not. He can probably take a few hits. Yeah, he hasn't been left up too bad.
I don't want to kill anybody. As far as Stone Wind is concerned, if I would have the chance to take a striking blow, I would do it in a way that would make unconscious but not like dead.
You can choose for your final blow to be non-lethal.
Cool.
If you so choose.
I'm just letting you know that in all these cases, that's what Stone would do. So if I forget, please let me know.
I do like a pacifist. It means that you won't take measures I will.
Well, maybe not a pacifist, but
go ahead and roll with advantage, and sneak attack is technically available because you're rolling with advantage.
Wonderful. It was a 22 to hit.
22 to hit? Hot dog. That'll
started off
strike
at
him.
6, man. Level 6.
Oof.
A very excellent option, sir. And what will you have for damage?
Really good. 6, 12, 20 points of slashing damage.
Okay. Z is no longer the picture of health he was just a moment ago. As you strike into him from the side, you can almost see like portions of his outfit are basically cut open, and you can see the blood very fastly pulling out of him. He's like, it's not silver, but it still hurts. From what you go ahead,
I gave you a way out. Just remember that when this is all done.
He like goes to like try and swipe at you for a second blow, but he's stuck in place by that fucking staff.
Stay just out of reach. Like a dog on a leash.
Exactly right. Bonus action or movement?
Actually, no, I'm going to stay right there.
Alrighty.
I think. Yeah, I'm going to stay right there.
Well, how gentlemanly. Mr. Dust.
Actually, I can take the...
Disengage. No, you can't.
I can disengage, hide, and dash, not dodge. Never mind. I'm good.
Correct. Mr. Dust, please, you are beset on all sides by were-rats. What's the plan?
Dust kind of like pulls out this little notebook and said, "What did Master say in these conditions?" And then he's like, and he uses a Misty Step to go top left, like 30 feet.
Top left, 30 feet. Here?
Am I still in 30? Am I within 30 feet of Panay?
Yes, you are.
Okay.
Wait. 5, 15, 20, 25. Yeah, you are.
Okay, so I can also see. Okay. Then yeah, he'll do that. And then he's going to use Sapping Sting on Panay, which he needs to make a Constitution saving throw.
Girl, you got it. That's a natural 1.
So he takes 4 damage and is prone.
The fuck? Okay.
And I'm going to move him like okay, this so if I move because he's currently in range of stone, so if I move him 5 feet away from stone in that range, does stone get an opportunity of attack?
No, because it's invoked by when the enemy itself takes a movement away, not when someone else is controlling the movement.
That's what okay, just make sure. I'm gonna move Panay down. Or actually back to the left of where he's at right now.
Right here?
Yep.
Done deal.
You'll be safer there, Mr. Sir.
What did you hit him with? It was called
Sapping Sting.
I see it. The vitality that you can see, Constitution fall prone. Oh, that's pretty neat necromancy trip. What was I going to say here? So, and you're using your class feature to go ahead and move him?
Mm-hmm.
Alrighty. Well, looking at that graviturgy. No, not these settings. Here we go. There we are. So he's currently prone. Okay. Anything else, Mr. Dust? You actually do have walking speed if you want to stretch your legs.
I will move probably like just a corner from where I'm at, just down right.
There you go. And that allows me to move you so it looks like you're looking at them. Perfect.
There you go.
All right. Actually, point of order real quick. No, that's fine. Okay.
I'm on a roof, it looks like.
I was going to say, this is actually, you're technically still in the street, which is what I was looking for. This is a building here, but you probably wouldn't have line of sight, but you know what, whatever. This will just be the entryway and this will be the building itself. Next up, we have Imogen. Imogen, I do have a question before we proceed. Are you going to rage?
Not at this point.
Damn it. Okay. I just have the Doom soundtrack over here where our listeners won't be able to hear us and the lawyers won't be able to get us for copyright, but I play it for my benefit.
Sorry. It's coming, I promise.
I believe you.
I'm just going to hit him with the club again.
Let's go clubbing. Go ahead and roll the hit.
All right. That's a 7.
7 does not hit our were-rat friend. He's like, okay, she usually hits harder on the second one.
Yes, it's true. That's a 23.
Fuck me. Alrighty, what's the damage?
A 3.
3 points of damage done to Mr. Rotini. Okay. As you strike him, you can see like there is a tooth that kind of like wiggles a little bit, but even after taking a sizable hit like that, you can see it like pulls itself back into the gum, showing you that these guys probably have a certain immunity to something. Harder to discern what. You have a bonus action and a movement should you choose to take it.
Can I bonus action rage?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, I'll do it just for you.
Excellent. Let me go.
Yeah.
Your vision goes this kind of phosphorescent blue as you can see if anyone were to look over at Imogen, her eyes begin to glow with this kind of blue, cold rage. It is not the angry, like spitting, punching, drunk anger that you see from most barbarians. It is a cool, calm storm. So that's bonus action. That's action. No movement. You want to stay there? You can always leave. You're always welcome to go back to the village.
No.
All right.
I think Rotini's shaking in his gums right now.
Alrighty. Well, let's go ahead and start with the boys. ZD's going to go ahead and I can imagine he's probably still, if he used his action to do something else, he probably would have let Knuckle Stamp go. But let's go ahead and have decisions. Well, let's go ahead and do the obvious stuff here. ZD is going to try and hit Stone Wind. If he can't move, he can at least still try and strike. And they'll start off with a bite. Yeah, that's a 14.
Misses.
Fuck. All right, fine.
Just barely.
Well, then let's go ahead and try to hit you with a short sword.
Do it.
12.
Nope.
Worse, in fact. he's really being disabled by this rod that just he cannot have come unloose. Panay is going to go ahead and stand up, so that's reducing their movement by 15. Gosh, where do I want to place you? Let's go 5, 15 here, and I'll get the advantage hit with the bite first, which is, there we go, 22.
Damn you.
That will be 3 points of piercing damage, and I will take a Constitution saving throw.
And I will give one. 1 second. Sorry. Con save.
On save.
Cool.
As in
Ooh,
you can't
not
save
great.
Oh, okay.
+0. Of course it is. 14.
14 does save.
Thank God.
Alrighty. So that's going to be Panay's turn here. ZD's gone. Tony, what do we want to do with him? Also, he's not the one who's prone here, so I don't know why I put that icon there. What do you want to do, Rig? You're facing off against Gwenora. That's right. Yeah, let's go ahead and try to hit the dwarf. That should be fun. Roll to hit with the bite is going to be a 17.
Yeah, my AC is 12.
Hey! And that's going to be 3 points of piercing damage, and I'll take a Constitution saving throw.
That would be 14.
14. You do succeed. He'll go ahead and hit you with the short sword next. That is 18.
Yeah.
And that'll be 8 points of slashing damage.
Okay. So 8 total or 11?
11 total.
Okay. Yay.
Alrighty. That's Rigatoni. Rotini's going to go ahead and try and strike at Imogen. Let's go ahead and try the bite one more time. That worked so well last time. Okay, that's a 7. That's not going to hit. Well, let's go ahead and try with the short sword again. Come on. 16?
Yes.
Alrighty. That will be 5 points of slashing damage, reduced to 2 because you are raging. Alrighty. And we go back to Gwenora. Gwenora, live on the scene. What can you tell us about what you're doing now?
Well, let's see here.
Rigatoni's still glowing, right?
Rigatoni, no, he just finished. He is still glowing. Yes, I thought you said going as his turn. No, he is still lit up.
So I'm gonna shout to the party and say, right then, do you want me to finish him off, or are we gonna just teach him a lesson?
Finish him off.
Right, I know. I don't know how I feel about Kellen.
Just hurt him.
Just do it already.
Right then, so I take my warhammer.
Yes.
And I'm gonna try and take out Rigatoni.
Okay, go ahead and roll with advantage because he is lit up from the guiding bolt.
Ooh, okay. All right. So that first one's an 11. Well, 11 then.
11 with both?
With advantage?
With advantage.
Yeah. The other was
right.
a 6.
Oh.
Sadly, even in his glowing form, the swing is just a little too low for him, and he hops over it. You are not able to hit him. He's like, "What was that about finishing me off?"
And then as a bonus action, I guess, I'm gonna also shout back to my people and be like, right then, everyone okay? Yeah.
I'm okay.
You need anything?
Juice box, fruit snack.
Just dandy.
I roll my eyes so hard that they almost get stuck.
Well, I was gonna see if you need any healing, but all right then.
We'll find each other afterwards. Let's get rid of these guys first.
Okay. And so I guess that's my turn. I don't have much else I can do.
Top of the round, we go back to Stone Wind. Stone, what's the plan?
I am going to, if I see that ZD is hurt that much, I'm going to just, again, non-lethal, but enough to knock him out unconscious. I want to strike anywhere that'll be, maybe like if he's facing me now, huh?
Yes, well, technically, his foot is stuck in place, so he can only kind of pivot.
It's like turning around.
Yeah, awkwardly.
I'll do a little, I'll I'll stay there so I can get advantage actually first. So I'm just gonna like stab him like in the side with the rapier. I'm just gonna roll it all with sneak attack. Ooh, maybe. I don't remember what his armor class is, but it's gonna be 16
hits damage.
I didn't roll great.
Deal it out, baby.
10 points of slashing.
10 points of slashing damage, reduced down to 5. Okay, still alive, but as you strike into him, you can kind of see like the fight is slowly going out. Like this is getting into almost self-preservation mode, where he kind of like addresses more the staff that's holding him in place instead of the attacker that's hitting him.
Is Kellen still grappled?
Kellen is actually digging, is free, but he's staying where he is and digging through his satchel.
Oh, I see. Okay. So he's doing something. He's not just like kind of cowering in fear. Okay. In that case, I will. I will just. I guess I might as well. But I'm just gonna disengage and roll around to the other side, next to over, in between Imogen and ZD.
Okay.
Just right next to ZD still.
Oh, okay. So you want to be here?
Yeah, I'm just gonna disengage from Penne and roll over there.
Done deal. Okay. Next up we have, well, that's movement, that's action, bonus action. Next up we have Mr. Dust.
Okay. I am going, seeing all this, Dust is getting a little more and more worried, so he's going to go Chromatic Orb at level 3.
Wait, at level 3? Okay.
That is a 19.
19 will absolutely hit. What is the damage?
Let's find out.
Who are you hitting?
I'm hitting Panay. Because Dust got really scared that you were getting attacked. Let's see.
This is going to suck.
Let's see, there's 5 of these, right? Let me double check.
It's like a low level
Yes,
fireball.
5. 8. 16 points of damage.
16
and
points.
He's going to use, he's going to put it on acid.
Alrighty. As you take out the diamond, it slowly morphs into this green, you said acid, into this kind of black bubbling ball. You fire it out over Panay, and as it explodes over their skin, you can almost see it like cover the entirety of their other face, and you hear a blood-curdling scream as they just cry out into the night in pain. Ah, my face!
And then I'm going to like gently move him up.
Okay.
No. Panay. Yeah, I'm going to move him up.
Gotcha. You can. How many times can you use that feature?
Anytime it hits.
Well, that sucks. Okie dokie.
Sorry. Just if you leave us alone, we'll stop. But you need to leave us alone.
Oh, this is bullshit. Whenever you cast a spell on a creature, you can move the target 5 feet to. Holy shit! How did I not? That's fucking crazy. Okay. Alrighty. It's all about controlling the environment. Okay. I've got to be careful about hills. All right. Action, bonus action, movement. All done.
I think that's it. That's all
right.
He's gonna do.
Then Imogen, you are currently raging. What do you want to do next?
Can we call it draging?
Draging? Sure.
Oh my god, no. Yes.
Oh no.
Oh my.
Raging.
There's not enough.
I love
So I'm draging so hard right now, and my club is just not doing it for me.
Okay.
So I take out this like little dagger, and I'm ready to go for it.
All right. Well, go ahead and roll to hit.
That's gonna be a 19.
19 to hit with the dagger. Okay, that'll hit. What's the damage? Remember to add your rage bonus for damage.
Oh, what is that?
So you should be adding into whatever you rolled on the D4 your strength modifier, and at level 6 you would add on 2 points of damage. So D4 plus your strength plus 2.
Okay, sorry.
No, you're good. I love barbarians. I know how they work backwards, forwards, front ways, and side.
Okay. 3 plus 16 plus 2.
Wait, hang on. Where'd you get? Oh, so 16
my
is your
just my
strength.
added strength. Oh, 3 plus 2 plus 2. So
Okay.
that's going to be a 7.
Alrighty. Okay. Which one is this? Rotini. Gotcha. Should have named them differently. There we go. Okay. You go ahead and then take a dagger and strike into this person as your drage moves through your arm and strikes impactfully beneath their ribs. As it connects with the hit, you can kind of almost hear Reagan in the back of your head being like, "Hammer!" But that's your action. Your bonus action is you're currently raging, and
Wait, don't I get to get him twice?
you do. Go for it. Yes, I'm so sorry.
Okay.
Go ahead and double dip.
So that's going to be a 6 total.
Does not hit.
Oh, sorry. I meant
That's you rolled
I got
damage.
excited. No. Wait a second.
You're good.
Oh, that's a 9.
9 to hit. 9 will not hit, unfortunately.
No.
Hey, but at least you switched up the order this time. The second strike with a knife, he kind of like ducks. He's like, Panay, we should probably think about getting out of here.
So soon?
We then will go. Well, do you have any movement? If you want to move anywhere, Imogen, now would be the time.
Do barbarians, can they moonwalk? Like,
you can absolutely leave, but it will give me an attack of opportunity for sure, which is why I encourage you to do it.
Okay, instead of moonwalking, I'm just going to do a wave with my arms and stay right where I am.
Okay.
That wave looks very familiar.
Alrighty, whose fucking turn is it? Oh, it's my turn. Okay.
Yeah, come on, Bradley.
All right, Rotini's fine. You know what? Rotini's going to go ahead and try to bite Imogen. That's a 19 plus 4 for 23. Damage would be 3 piercing, and you can make that con save for me once more.
Okay. It's going to be a 9.
9. Excellent. Oh, wait, that's a failure. Okay. Great news.
Excellent for you, perhaps.
I'm super jazzed about it. We're going to go ahead and try to roll the hit with the short sword again. That is a 14 plus 4, 18. Oh, you know what? I'm so sorry. That 4 should have been reduced to 2 because you're raging.
Okay.
So you can give yourself 2 hit points back, but you can also take away a total of... This is dumb. Okay. Once you've corrected, let me know when you're ready. I have the damage.
I'm ready.
Okay, take away 2 points. Does 2 points of damage. Total, you would have had 4 points of damage, yeah.
Okay.
Sorry, it was confusing for me as well because I tried to do the math on the barbarian on my end. Okay, that's Rotini done. Rigatoni, you're looking okay. What are you thinking? How much hit points do you have? Do you give a shit about all this?
Yeah.
He
How
really
many
doesn't.
hit points?
Maybe you should run rats.
I'd say at about 33. He's about no. I'm gonna go ahead and let's just go ahead and all out brawl Gwenora. He's gonna hit twice with the short sword. That is a 16, and that is a natural 20.
Oh.
The first strike will do 6 piercing damage. The second strike will do 10. Total of 16.
Oof.
How you doing, buddy? We okay?
We're okay.
All right. You let me know if you need any juice boxes or fruit snacks. For Panay, I think that he's going to be 100% done with Dust's shit over here. So let's go ahead and have her move 5, 10, 15, 20. And let's go ahead and do a bite and a swipe. Bite is going to be 20, not natural, for a damage of 3. And I will take a con save.
6.
6, okay. And then they'll go ahead and try to swipe you with a...
Damage of 3, you said?
Damage of 3, yes.
Okay.
Hitting with a short sword, they'll hit for a 19, damage of 6.
Okay.
That is Panay's turn, all set up here. ZD's not interested in sticking around here. Let's go ahead and make a strength check and get out of this immovable object. 4. You're stuck there, buddy. Rotini, I think, is the only. Wait, did I already hit? I feel like I hit Imogen already.
You did.
And I feel like I hit Gwenora already. And I feel like I
Yeah.
hit Dust already. And Stonewind got away scot-free. Fine. End of my turn. Beginning of Gwenora's.
Well, since it seemed to work so good last time, I'm going to guiding bolt at Mr. Rigatoni.
This is going to suck for me. Okay. I will
with
say
that
this.
Kamehameha.
Since you are within 5 feet and you're doing a ranged spell attack, you will have disadvantage unless you take 5 feet away from him.
I'm willing to take the disadvantage because my first roll was very good. I'm willing to find
What did you?
out.
Let's go. Let's go.
Because with just normal roll, it was a 26, so
Right, but-
that would hit with
Yeah.
disadvantage.
You would go
let's
ahead.
see.
All right. Let's roll the dice
Well,
on it.
guess what? With disadvantage, it's a 22.
Jesus.
All right. Roll your damage.
So you'd like my damage now? Yeah.
Yes, please.
21 points of damage in a
What are
d6.
what are the details of Rigatoni's demise?
Yeah.
So as Gwenora, I shoot out a kind of a copper bolt of just energy and just straight through the temple, and he's dust.
As the energy contracts to the head of this were-rat, you can see it just obliterate and annihilate all the particles of his head, leaving him as a basically decapitated with no actual evidence of it body that stands for a few moments. The knees buckle inwards, and he falls over, destroyed.
Very nice. Rigatoni marinara. I like it.
I'm gonna eat my dice and just choke on them. Bonus action or movement, Gwenora.
Yes, actually. As a bonus action, I would like to just go ahead and move on over to ZD's general area.
Okie dokie. So 25 feet of movement will put you 5, 10, 15, 20. I mean, you can get here with about 5 feet, here with about 10.
You can put me next to Kellen.
Yep, cool. I'll give, if you'd like, I can put you right here, and Stonewind will get advantage on attacks.
Okay, then I'll do that.
Done deal. So that's action, bonus, or action and movement. Do you have any bonus actions you'd like to take?
How's Imogen looking?
Yeah, how is Imogen looking?
Like a tank.
I'm 36 out of 47.
Oh, never mind.
Okay. So I'm the one who's doing poorly here.
Dust is bleeding a little bit, but not much.
And as the cleric, there is something that I could do, but I'm not quite desperate enough yet. I don't want to do it.
All good. Then next up we have we are at the top of the round, in which Kellen will go ahead and pull out a small little device, and he'll look over to the tabaxi who stepped in. He's like, "Here, pull the trigger and run away." And he passes it over to you, Stone. Stone, you can choose to use this disc-like object that has some kind of oh my gosh. You ever had a lawnmower and you pull the thing? What is that thing called?
Ripcord.
Ripcord. Yeah, it has a ripcord on it.
Oh God, what does it look like? Really quick, like it's just a disc.
It is a 1.5 inch tall disc that is roughly about, I'd say maybe 1.5 feet in diameter. It has a single ripcord on it that trails around the entirety of it. You can feel a small little cone on the bottom of it.
Like
it's
a top.
like a top, similar to it. Yeah.
Is this going to hurt everybody? Do we need to leave?
Not if you're close, or
How
not if you're far
close?
away. Not if you're far away.
Are we all gonna, get out in time?
This is not a conversation we can have in 6
Jesus.
seconds.
Shoot. I'll hold on to it, and I'm just gonna be like, this one's done anyway, and I'm gonna stab ZD.
You're like, all right, fine. Like just casual.
I don't know what to do with this thing.
Go for it.
With advantage. Oh, thank God. 13.
13. Alrighty, with a 13, you will hit. You do have sneak attack engaged. Let's go ahead and do it.
Perfect. That is going to be 14 points of slashing.
And that is ZD casually stabbed to death.
I would
fatal.
like to do it, not death, just like
Oh, that is ZD
unconscious.
knocked the F out.
And I'll be like, see, not a problem. And I'll hold on to the disc. And then I guess I don't really have to do that. I'm gonna move. Actually, I'm gonna just turn around and move to the other side of Rotini, of Imogen.
Around. Okay.
Yeah, I'd run. Yeah,
15 feet.
I'm gonna I'll run behind her and be like, you may not be her favorite, but you're mine.
Alrighty. And okay. Next up we have Dust. Dust, you are in a pickle, one might say.
How is Panay looking?
Not great. I'll be honest.
Okay.
I'll level with you. She's had better days. Most of those days don't involve acid on her face.
No?
I'm going to Miss Rat Lady, I'm sorry. I don't want to kill you. I don't want to fight you.
She points at her face.
And I just he just gently, bye-bye. And he uses hidden step to go invisible and walks like 30 feet.
Okay. If you want to go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 there, she will get an attack of opportunity, but she's
even invisible?
Oh yeah, it just means she has a disadvantage on it. It's like it's like automatically succeeding a stealth roll.
Interesting.
Okay, that is well, that was awful to begin with. So no, she swipes at the ear. She's like, "Where'd he go? Where'd the bastard that took my face go?"
And then I'm going to turn around and use Sapping Sting again on her.
Okay, with Hidden Step, is it a bonus action or an?
It's a bonus action.
Okay, then you can go ahead and hit her with. That's a con save again. You said.
Mm-hmm. It comes out whenever I come out of it. Whenever
that'd be a 13 on the save.
Does not. It's a 14.
Right. Okay, so deal your damage, and she will go prone.
Please stay on the ground.
A small radiant purple light strikes into strikes into the side of Panay as she drops down to her. It's kind of like the essential getting tasered. You know what? Fuck it. It's basically getting tasered. You raise up your fingers, like 2 of them together, and a bolt of like necromantic energy goes in. You can kind of see her go as she falls down.
And then I'm going to move her back 5 feet.
You, man, stop it. Piss me off. Next, that's action. That's bonus action. That's movement. Your turn is over.
Mm-hmm.
Miss Imogen, it's your go.
I'm still raging.
You're always raging. You're basically raging for 10 rounds.
That's what I thought. It was kind of like one of those when I say happy, you say birthday.
Happy.
Birthday?
Yeah. That was good job, everyone.
Real team effort.
So I'm going to take the club.
Okay.
And I'm gonna batter up.
Okay.
You
have advantage on this hit because your friend is flanking you.
Oh, that's amazing.
Absolutely.
So does that mean
you get to roll twice and take the higher of the 2 dice to hit?
You get so many
roll
rolls
twice for both times?
Yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome.
The joys of advantage.
So the first one's a 14.
14 will hit, and the damage?
It is an 8.
8, done deal. Okay.
Alrighty.
And the second hit?
Again, shall we? 7. So I should probably. Roll again. 13.
13 will hit in the damage.
Okay. And the damage is 5.
5 points of damage. Okay. Rotini is getting beat the shit out of him. He's not looking
I'm
great.
furious that he's not done yet.
I mean, to be fair, you've been hitting him with a club and a dagger. So, I mean, those are, I mean, you can hit him a few times, but he is also resistant to metallic stuff like that. The only reason that Stone Wind gets away with it is because he's been doing sneak attack on his stuff too.
Okay.
All right. That's your action. You have bonus action and movement. I don't think you have a. By the way, which path did you decide to go with your barbarian? Like the subclass?
What?
Oh,
half elf.
Oh no.
no.
That's race. For like barbarians, you would get like the path of the berserker, or you would have picked like an animal totem.
Ooh.
Wait.
Top of my head, I can't think of it.
The reason I ask is because berserkers. Oh wait,
Yes.
that has to do with like being charmed or frightened.
No, it is I did do berserker. I couldn't remember.
It's awesome. Alrighty, cool stuff. No, you're all good. Then this will have no effect on you. Okay. Where was I? Did you need to move or do you want to stay where you're at?
Just gonna stay where I'm at.
Sounds like a plan. Next up, we have the bad guys. Penny is going to go ahead and stand up and she says, Teeny, let's get out of here. And she's going to go ahead and move to escape. Go ahead and put that out. Rotini is going to kind of look. He's like, he'll look out over at his two dead friends. Let's go ahead and see. Feeling stupid today? He's feeling stupid today. Let's go ahead and do 2 attacks at Imogen. First one's going to be a 9, will not hit. Second one's going to be a 6 and does not hit. Probably from all the concussions he keeps on receiving from that fucking club. He swipes twice with it, just hitting long and both, and you're just kind of like moving out of the way as this. It's almost as though he's drunk. He's just kind of like exhausted, in pain. And that's the end of his turn. Gwenora, what's the plan?
And then just a technical question. My guiding bolt won't like it would just affect the target, right?
Yes, it is centered on only a target. It's not of AoE.
Well, then guess what? I would like to guiding bolt at Rotini. Oh.
Okay. All right.
It's a 7.
Did you roll 7 to hit?
Yep.
Okay, that will not hit.
That's a 1 + 6.
Wow.
So that's a natural 1, not just a 7.
Go ahead and summoning up the guiding bolt. You're like, hasta la vista. Like you just fire this thing and it just hits the side of a building and you're like, damn.
Yep. That's about where that's at.
Stone, you can kind of see this this large, bright copperish blast just move past you inches in front of your face, just like
that's my whole face.
I didn't hit you.
I know, but still.
Mr. Stone, it is your turn.
Stab.
Go for it.
Ooh, let's see with advantage. Oh, that one's cocked. Even better with advantage. 25 to hit.
25 will hit.
And then that's 14 points of slashing.
Okie dokie. Reduced down to 7, but hey, damage be damage, girl.
Yeah.
Okay. Go ahead.
Continue.
I was going to say, you just strike into the side of him and he begins to like, his head is bruised. He's bleeding out of his side. He's been stabbed a couple times by Imogen. He's not looking great.
Cool. Question. About how far away is Penny right now? Or is Penny like gone?
She would have used her whole movement and she started here. So she is roughly from your position, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 70 feet away.
70 feet away?
70 feet. But she ran in a direct line away.
Okay. So I'm going to do a thing.
Okay.
I'm going to use my feline agility.
No.
To double my speed.
No.
I'm going to disengage from Rotini and move because my speed is 40 because I took the mobile feat.
Mhm.
I'm going to move 80 or 75 feet, I guess, or I guess 80, and then when I move on the other side of Penne.
Why would you? Why would you take that much speed? Why would you do this?
The whole point
Ooh.
of Stone is that he's called Wind because he's quick as the wind. That's why I took that.
This definitely works out real well. I have a good idea with you, though.
This
So
makes
I'd
me
like
sad.
to just like slink up and then like pop up right in front of Penne.
Alrighty. You do so. You run beeline for her, and as you get close, you kind of slide in front of her, rapier drawn. She says, I can't just let you have this one. You got to take everything for yourself.
I'm sorry, who was taking what at the time? Bring it.
She lets out like an exasperated sigh. Next up is Dust, because that's movement and part of a feat. I don't think you have a bonus action. Yeah, you've done everything.
No, I did everything. Yeah, I'm good.
How far is she from me now?
Well, she
How
would
many
have
feet from
been
Dennis? So like,
35 at this point. So
if I use my full movement, I can get in. I'm pretty much in range, right?
50, I would say that you are currently within 60 feet of Panay.
Okay, I'm going to go ahead and use my full movement to also go help out Stone, and then I'm going to use Sapping Sting again.
Okay, I'm going to go ahead and put you here as a representation that you are here. She'll make that con save. Come on, you failed the last 3. You've got to get a break sooner or later. Natural 20!
Oh.
Finally!
Do I have anything? I do not have anything. Okay. All right. And then I'm just going to yell out, "We just want information from you. Come back."
Okay. We go now to Imogen. Imogen, you can do it on this turn.
I believe that I can too. So I'm just going to take that club and take a whack at it.
All right.
Okay. Do I still have
advantage?
No.
Advantage?
You do not, because he has left. However, you are a barbarian, born a barbarian, and they get this cool thing called reckless attack, where you can choose to get advantage on all of your melee weapon attacks. But everything on you will get everyone will have advantage against you. So you can basically give advantage to everyone, even your enemies.
I think I'm going to do that. I'm feeling actually pretty confident.
Alrighty. So you are going to attack recklessly. So go ahead and attack recklessly.
Okay. So first time I rolled a 9.
9. Okay. And second roll?
9.
You rolled 2 9s?
Uh-huh.
All right. Neither of those will hit, but that's just your first attack.
So I'll try it again.
Alrighty.
It's going to be a 23.
Okay, that will fucking do it. All right, what's the damage?
Good. And then an 8.
An 8 for damage. What are the details of Rotini's demise?
So I smack him across the face, and the club, it's a rough club, so it just like completely wipes off the skin from his head, and he just starts spinning around until finally he falls. And at this point, his whole body is shaking, and then he convulses to death.
All right.
Yep.
That's poetry. No notes. Done.
And then I say, hope smiles from the threshold of the year to come, whispering, it will be happier, but not for you.
Holy shit. All right. So we have the end of Rotini, Z, Rigatoni. That brings us to Panay. You know what?
You don't have to fight, Bradley.
really want to, though.
Hey.
Let's leave it up to a dice roll.
She doesn't need to die.
She goes ahead and she's like, you only need information?
Of course.
Yes.
And I believe I left one of your friends still alive.
All right, then let's talk. And she goes ahead and she drops down her short sword. She's like, and reverts back to her original form.
I'll pick up the short sword that she dropped.
You can add it to your inventory.
Oh, sweet.
Would you guys like to go back to the original area where this all kicked off?
Mm-hmm.
All right. You guys reconvene. You see the two corpses. One of them is an unconscious body. And of course, Panay with her hands up. You do notice like a couple of members of the Grudge Gang begin to come in on the street and look over. They're like, hey, is there a problem here anymore?
Nope. I believe all the problems taken care of.
All right. Have a nice night. Moves on.
As everybody's kind of like reconvening, Dust is putting the two corpses together and begins doing gentle repose on the bodies, just quietly.
Okay. You are able to do so. The decomposition of them is halted in a stasis-like form.
Dead or not, they were respectable people. They need to be respected and they're dead.
I don't know about respectful.
If you were to die, I don't know you, but I would make sure that you were buried in a respectful way.
That's really sweet of you. Thank you.
And I go and I say just a little prayer next to both of the bodies, just a simple one, a very neutral one, because I didn't like them, but it's my thing.
Gotcha. Alrighty.
Can we hear a little bit of your neutral prayer?
Yes, and.
Yes. Yes. I bless these two, even though they were not good. See their souls onto a peaceful sleep.
Dust looks over to Gwenora. You are the first person I've ran into that shows respect to the dead, even though you're the one that killed them.
Looking over at the smoke. Oh, by the way, you cannot cast gentle repose on one of the bodies. Their head is gone. I mean, you can cast the spell, and it will keep them from being decomposed. But I mean, I'm just making it clear. Without their head, they need a resurrection spell or something.
No. Yeah.
Just making sure. Just a point of clarity. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. Continue.
Very good.
I put my fist out and ask for a fist bump because I thought that was actually pretty sweet.
I'll bump fists.
And I kind of look at her and I'm like a little confused, but I fist bump back.
That's right.
Imogen, are you hooded or anything? Are you covered by anything?
Not really. I have fur on my wrists and my ankles, but I mean,
okay.
My
Now
arms and legs are showing.
Okay. Dust looks up to you and goes, Imogen? Is that you? From from home, Paleback Village? Is that you?
Yes, I was wondering if you had remembered me or not.
Of course. He kind of squints for a second. Are you the happy Imogen? Or
I'm on my way to it. Finding happiness through serving others, I suppose.
Dust gets up and he's like, you see him kind of get this, this whole time he's been kind of really closed off, but he gets this giddiness, he wants to really give you a big hug.
I say, you know how much I hate being touched, but
I know.
Come in for the real deal.
Aww.
And he gets super excited. picks you up, and he's swinging you around. It is so good to see you.
How is your mom?
Oh, it's been a year since I've seen my family. I'm currently looking for my brothers and sisters, and I left the younger ones at home, but the older ones are the ones that I'm missing. It's been quite a while since I've seen home, and I've not returned.
Well,
How about yourself?
the right question to ask, I suppose.
It's a fair question. It's been a while since we've seen each other.
My father's in poor health, but you remember he used to dream of adventures and fights.
I love those stories.
My sister is nowhere to be seen. I haven't seen her in quite a few years.
Are you also looking for your sister?
No. I would prefer not to find her. I hope she is as well and is learning quite a bit, but I hope she keeps her distance.
I see. It was fun playing with you all as a child. I remember running around in the forest with our siblings, and I miss that. But it's good to see you once again.
It's a little sadistic that you thought it was fun playing with her, but
Well, us furbolg, with us being so large, smaller beings tend to be more fun.
As this conversation is happening, the gnome kind of goes over to you, Stone, when he says, I think I owe you my life. I appreciate you and your lot here stepping in. I didn't expect to have anyone looking out for me in Shady Creek Run, but I gave my last coin to the man with who transported me here. The disc is a rough prototype of a design that I have set up for the Trebane family. I'd like to say it's yours, but sadly, it's the only way that I could probably end up eating tonight, since I do have a contract with them.
Continue. Sorry.
No, if it would be okay to get it back, I just.
Oh.
But don't get me wrong. I'm grateful for what you've done. If there's anything I can do to help you, I'm Kellen. Is there anything you're particularly doing here in Shady Creek Run?
Well, I sort of just needed a change of scenery, as it were. It came a long way, but I'm not necessarily looking for anything, but looking to get away from something else. But I don't need this. You are absolutely welcome to take it.
Thank you.
Now, I will say, Kellen, you have friends. You have friends in us. I'd like to think that somebody of your expertise could come in handy at some point if you don't mind us calling on you when we need it.
Well, I mean, sure. I need to get set up with my employer over here now.
Who you said was the
Trebane family? Yes. My point of contact. Go ahead and make. Well, for you, even without a history check, you will know. But since the party can all hear it, y'all can make history checks.
Trebane.
Trebaine. Trebaine.
Trebane.
23.
23, an excellent roll.
A 16.
16. Okay.
Trebane family.
Mm-hmm. And then Imogen, history check.
Okay. It's going to be a 14.
14. Okay. The lot of you will know this. The surface level information that you guys can get is that the Trebane family is one of the what are referred to as tribes of Shady Creek Run. They're one of 4 very powerful families, including the Mardoons, the Jagantoths, the Udalots, and of course the Trebanes. The Trebanes' interest is solely in that of the ruins of Moliesmere, the hunting grounds surrounding, and the corruption of a place called the Savalier Wood, a lot of which a few of you are very familiar with. The Trebane family, to you, Mr. Dust, you happen to know that, and Stone, you would also have this information just from your connection with, oh goodness, hang on, consulting notes, with Frank. Frank would have told you that Darko runs the Trebayne family. He's like the head of it, and they usually associate through proxies and other people rather than actually have family members themselves. It's family members, but everyone in the crime family is family. But they would have proxy agents that they work through rather than going directly to you from one of the family members.
Okay.
Dust, you would also have this information as well, having read up on a fair bit of Shady Creek Run before coming here.
Okay. So what exactly are they employed you to do?
Well, I'm a tinkerist from Hupperduke. Things didn't work out well. I used to be employed on a small shop on the Idleworks shelf, but frankly, they're taking a direction that I myself don't see myself really entertaining. So I offered my services over to some of the free markets over here in the run, and they have need of one of a way to dig very quickly through some difficult earth in an expedient manner, which is what this bad boy would have done if it was wired properly. I have to probably, there's a few cogs I need to retwist here so it doesn't detonate when I turn it on, but this would essentially dig down directly into ruins that lie underneath the Savalier Wood, and the Trebayne family is contracted me for that. I'm looking for Miss Hasate. It was her name.
Miss Hazate.
Hasate, yeah. Hecate.
Hecate.
Is she part of the family?
Yes, she's. Many people consider her to be Darko's right-hand gal. Not an actual family member, but definitely part of the Trebayne family. She's the main proxy that pretty much everyone else goes through. Anyone of note, anyway. Heavy hitters, dragon egg salespeople, from what I hear.
Okay.
While they're having the discussion, I'm just doing the find familiar. So you see Dust kind of kneel down doing another ritual.
Sure. Right in the middle of the street, no less.
Looks like this all happened in the middle of the street anyway, right?
Yep. Your were-rat friend is kind of like looking about. You can see like most of her face is kind of just gnarled and red and ripped open from the acid that was splashed on half her face. She's kind of like just looking around nervously. You are perceptive enough, Gwenora, to notice that she is stepping backwards bit by bit, like kind of looking to make a run for it while everyone's busy speaking with the gnome.
And then I say, where do you think you're going?
What?
Well, I don't know. You killed all my friends. So you tell me, where does this go from here?
We killed most of your friends.
You killed a good portion of my crew.
Well,
go ahead.
Oh, listen, where that part's over now. So if you just want to come back here, we might have some questions for you.
Sure. Ask your questions. I'll be your fucking tour guide.
I definitely, after hearing that, I would turn my attention back to them too.
Do you want to heal her face, Miss Cleric? Maybe she might be more willing to help us if that's the case.
Yeah, certainly I can do that. And I try and think for a minute about what spell I could cast, and I guess cure wounds.
Sure, you can slap her with a cure wounds.
I do that. I'll cast a cure wounds on her face. As
you do, you see like the skin kind of knit together once back again. It's still very much red, but like new skin, like after peeling off a good sized sunburn. That white portion of her eye that was singed from the acid dissipates, and she looks like she can see out of it once again. As you lay your hands upon, she is kind of hesitant, but as you cure her wound, she says, well, that's an improvement. Okay, welcome to Clover Alley. Where do you need to go?
Where do we need to go? A question. Question of like how we all got here. We all came on a cart, right?
Yep.
Was it like we all just happened to book the same Uber pool kind of thing, or?
Your original transport would have picked up Dust, or actually would have picked up you first, then Dust, and then as you guys were traveling, you would have avoided some conflict on the road with the like issues between the Dwendalian Empire and the Kryn Dynasty having a skirmish. So you circumvented your route to pick up more people on your way to Palebank, and then circle all the way back down to Shady Creek Run. You could have probably got off and legged it on your own through the Savalier Wood, but only a crazy person would do that.
Okay. So this wasn't like we weren't brought together to do something. We just happened to be on the same transport, is what I.
Yeah, serendipity, you know? It's
Wonderful.
crazy.
Serendipitous. Dust is looking through the pockets of the dead, and as he's finishing up, you do notice that there's a cat now hanging out on his shoulder, and it's a very it's a pretty petite cat who's turtle shell color.
Oh.
And you see the cat kind of rummaging around, helping him out, looking around, and you see him go, "Oh, Neela, don't be looking. It's fine. I'll take care of this. You stay on my shoulder. Make sure that you keep everybody. You take watch for everything."
The cat hops up onto your shoulder and kind of like walks around the length of it and kind of just shoulder kitty, just kind of keeping an eye out, just like vigilantly. Like,
what do I find on the bodies?
each of them have hand crossbows. Each of them have 20 bolts to their name, a short sword. You also are able to get a combined total of 62 silver pieces.
Nice. 6 gold. See. I will hand everyone else a piece of gold and keep, what is that? 1, 2, the 2, and keep 2 gold for myself.
Well, thank you.
Seems fair.
Um,
They're not going to need it, I feel. We should have a better choice on it.
So, rat person.
My name's Panay, but I guess that'll
see.
work.
I was more. I guess I was concerned because I thought you were a human, but I guess you're an imposter.
Oh,
That joke was for my friend Kristen, who was watching,
Well,
and
they're
I told her
doing
I would use the joke. So, sorry. You're welcome.
I actually was very fond of that joke. Thank you.
He casts hideous laughter.
You know, a natural bard is playing a rogue.
Yeah, that's true. So, what exactly is it that you do here?
Gross. My entire work here is finding the people who look like we can easily steal from them, and then get what we can, fence it so that we can eat. You haven't been on Shady Creek Run for very long, have you? You really are just fresh off the cart.
I don't really like that tone or those words, but yes, I guess we're fresh off the cart, as it were. Like I said, we're more. I think most of us are looking to get away from things rather than looking for things. But Dust, you have something to say?
No, I'll wait till you're done and then I'll
got it. Well, so you don't work for anybody; you just work for yourself.
I mean, sure, I'll fence over to the Oodalots every once in a while, and some of the gray traders will ask me to go ahead and pick up some stuff that my clan is usually better off getting. There's a very small lycanthropy. Oh, yeah. There's a small community of lycanthropes that hang out here, and
I was wondering when it was going to come back.
Yeah. None of you got bit during that fight, did you?
Some people did, I thought.
I did.
Anybody fail their con save?
Think I did. No.
Dust did.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I was like,
Con save would have been 11.
I got bit.
I don't think
rats.
I did.
No, Gwenora, you actually did not get bit by any of the were-rats, and I believe Stonewind actually got away with it as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think I got bit, but I think I made the con save.
Correct, and so did Gwenora. So yeah.
So now what happens?
Well, you'll probably experience a slight fever. You will have an incredible appetite for cheese. You will most likely kill all of your friends and family that you come into contact with within 5 seconds of seeing them. And I'm just kidding with you. But there is a good chance that you might transform into one of my kind. It's not a bad life. I mean, I hardly even really notice it. It's actually kind of useful. There will be nights where you can just turn into it regardless of what's going on. Like it'll just happen. Has to do with the moon mostly.
Is this forever?
Oh, I mean, you can remove the curse of a lycanthrope, but usually I'd go see a cleric for that.
I'm not sure how to deal with lycanthropy.
Well, you did say remove a curse.
But
Maybe you
I'm
just
not.
need some time to get to work out the details.
Oh, wait. I could bless him, couldn't I?
Well, bless won't
Oh, that's
remove.
something else.
The spell you're looking for is called remove curse.
Yeah, literally remove curse.
I don't have that.
It's on your spell list.
Oh yeah, so clerics have full access to their spell list.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah,
Mhm.
so
You
if
just
you don't
have
have
it
today,
right now. But.
yeah, you can go to sleep and wake up and get it, and hopefully you're not a lycanthrope by that point.
Or just falls asleep.
Well, I
what's
won't be.
What's the actual condition called?
Lycanthropy. So, just so that you're aware, I'm going to go ahead and read this out for everyone's benefit because I have it in front of me. A character who becomes a lycanthrope retains his or her statistics except as specified by the lycanthrope type. The character gains the lycanthrope speeds and non-human form, damage immunities, traits, and actions that don't involve equipment. The character is proficient with the lycanthrope's natural attacks, such as its bite and claws, which deal damage as shown in lycanthrope statistics. The character can't speak while in animal form. When you're hit by a curse that or be cursed. If the character embraces the curse, his or her alignment becomes that one defined for the lycanthrope. And that's pretty much it. As whichever one you would end up being, it would be based off your alignment, which is interesting. I thought he would just turn into a were-rat. Oh no, it is were-rat lycanthropy. Never mind. You would turn into were-rats, which is exciting stuff. Good for you.
Well, I don't know about with were-rats, but like with like werewolves, like if you just go straight down to evil, like whatever. But I don't know about were-rats.
Yeah. Were-rats would be lawful evil.
You do to get an increased dexterity score.
It's true. You would also be able to get attack and damage rolls for bite are based off of whichever is higher strength or dexterity. So hey, you can probably keep it. I will say, I think that immunity from damage for lycanthropes is ridiculous. So I just give them resistance to weapons that are non-silvered.
That's cool.
Oh.
Yeah,
that's fair.
And is it something that it's just something that happened random, or is it like something we get to choose to do?
So make a history check.
I mean, could Penne tell us?
Yeah, you know what? Fair enough. If you're asking Penne, she can say there are some people who experience it like a disease. They have a fever, they're down and out for a few days, and then they feel better. Those are people who vehemently resist the curse of the were-rat. If you give into it, you don't treat it properly, it will become something that you just have to deal with, and you can only get it removed by a cleric. A very powerful cleric, I'm told. But I never bought into all that. The gods left Exandria. Why should we give a shit about them?
And I just kind of make a little dejected look down at the ground.
Look, I mean,
pull my hood up just a little bit,
Well,
if it
now
makes
let's not diminish anybody's faith
I mean,
here.
I can see out of my right eye. That's pretty neat. But I mean, I've never had any of the gods do anything for me. I grew up here and I'll probably die here. I almost did die here, just a few steps away from where I'm standing.
That's true. We almost killed you.
But you didn't.
Oh my gosh. I don't know what Rotini was thinking. I told him to run and he decided to stay and fight. I took the smarter option.
Do you know a cleric nearby that has it ready?
There's no clerics in Shady Creek Run. No one believes in anything here. I mean, even if I did know one, I certainly don't know where to find one.
We have one cleric in Shady Creek Run.
I
look over to Gwenora.
Well, I figured the little doodad with the Phoenix lady on it is probably pretty important to that. What are you, the follower of Palor, or like I don't care.
No, right, the Everlight.
Ah, right. Isn't she the one that got tricked by Asmodeus like way back in the day?
Yes.
Yeah, gotcha. Cool. Is there anything else we can help you guys out with?
Yes. maybe a good place to stay.
And where to get coin.
Good place to stay.
A job.
Coin. Well, I can recommend one place in particular that's I mean, at least it has reasonable rates ish for the run, and it does take in newcomers, and typically you don't see a lot of bodies dumped out to the backside. It's called Over the Bend. Oh, excuse me, Around the Bend. It's a lodge, I'd call it, for people to stay in, but you'll need coin there. And I'm more of what you'd call a freelancer. Sometimes I do business with the Gray Trader Union, but I don't really know. I mean, if you need coin, just look at someone who jingles when they walk and just beat the shit out of them.
Dust holds his hand out to Panay. You jingled.
Yeah. I keep some silverware on me.
You can give me the silverware.
Let's see it.
Let's see what you have.
She goes ahead and she forks over another 12 silver pieces. She's like, cool, I didn't need to eat.
You think that's everything?
Why do you think we were picking you for marks? Usually people have money to spend in Shady Creek Run, or they're unloading goods that can be sold.
I'll tell you what, friend.
Friend?
May I call you friend?
No, you killed 2 of mine, so
Right.
We can call each other acquaintances in negative circumstances.
Understandable. Listen, friend. We'll let you keep 6 of those silver pieces for your trouble. We'll let you have your ziti, your baked ziti back, and we'll say, let us never cross paths again. And if we do, maybe next time you won't be leaving Shady Creek Run again.
Done, done, and done.
Shake.
She moves her hand over to Dust, who has the 12 silver pieces.
1, 2,
Fucking hell.
3, 4.
I guess the next one's gonna be 5. Wait.
5.
There it is.
6 stuff.
Mr. Owl.
6.
She's like,
A 2.
look, what you lifted off my friends there should be more than enough to get you a place to stay at Around the Bend. Couldn't point you in the direction of a job, though. You do hear the gnome pipe up behind you, and Kellen kind of says, in that case, I might actually be able to be useful to you. I'm on my way to sell the contracted good I was talking about, so I'll introduce you to Hasate. The Trevain family is always looking for people who can handle themselves in the Savalier Wood. Maybe I can make an introduction for you.
Well, I guess we're a team now, friends. What do you say?
I'm for this. I've met an old friend already, and I'm more than happy to make new friends. Neela, what do you think? You see the cat kind of purr.
I'd like to, I think, keep going.
I do. Miss, what is your name, Miss Clerk?
Oh, my name's Gwenora Lighthammer.
Miss Gwenora. Hopefully we can remove this curse soon.
I think so. Just give me a little bit of time, but I think so.
Should be fine.
What?
Imogen, are you willing to stick around, or?
Yes. I don't really have anything else going on right now. As you know, there's a big quarantine back home, so nobody.
This is true. And it is always a pleasure to see your dredging once again. Scary when you chased us around with it, but nonetheless, it's good seeing it.
It's funny you should mention that. There is actually a quarantine going on at Pale Bank Village. I'm not even kidding. So everything is everywhere, right? There's a group that I run off camera on Thursday nights that's currently going through the Frozen Sick module. There's a small vial of a pathogen that freezes people to death over a course of 2 months, and it's affecting people, and they're looking for a cure right now as we're talking.
Nice.
Yes.
Wow.
So just funny.
To the to the inn to over Levent, and Kellen, you can tell us what our job can be along the way.
Well, it's more of just an introduction. I think Hasate will be the one who could tell you what work they've got open. But yeah, let's head on over. And at that point, I think that we're going to go ahead and do bio breaks and stack ups. I have 50 on my clock here, so we'll be back 5 past the hour. Okay.
Before we kind of
yeah.
take a break, does taps Mr. Stone, Mr. Stone, Mr. Wind, what?
Stone, please.
Mr. Stone, watch them trying to raise my staff. I want to see if they can do it.
Oh, okay.
Just sits there, waiting for a second before, and then grabs his staff.
Oh,
and then goes off.
Alrighty. And at that, we will be back at 5 past the hour. Be sure to mute and turn off your cameras, and then we'll be back when you see my face.
Bye.
Cool.
Goodbye, buddy. Hope you find your dad. It's going really well, by the way. Oh yeah.
Hello.
Oh no, can you hear me?
Now I can.
Shoot, I must have not muted myself.
Hello.
How embarrassing. Oh my gosh.
Look at you. Not being technically savvy.
Look, it was getting dangerous there. My cat had fallen asleep on me and gone full loaf. So it was becoming dangerous. Like I needed to hand off to my wife.
Just now? Yeah, my cat did the same thing. I laid down on the couch and she just came and plopped on my chest.
Yep.
As cats do.
His eyes just started closing. I'm like, no, Virgil, don't fall asleep.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
Gosh, there's so much I want to talk about, but all of it would be spoilerish territory, and we're still running the show. I will. I'll wait until the after.
We need to extend it for more RP. I'm totally down. I'm just saying.
We have that for the next 55 minutes, my man. As per my agreement with other party members, we stop at 7. Welcome back, Jordan. How was your break?
It was excellent. I texted my parents. That's about it.
All right, cool. Where are shoot? I want to remember your cats' names, but I can't recall them.
Jimmy is
Jim
right
and
here.
Dwight.
Yes, Jimmy and Dwight. That's right.
Yeah, Jim's here, and then Dwight. Okay, so you see where that brown is on my bed back there?
Yeah.
Yes, I do.
That's where Dwight is.
Oh.
I'll bring him. He won't want to stay because I'm waking him up, but I'll bring him.
Sure. Oh man.
Humans moving cats for their own
Welcome.
disturbing kitties.
Oh.
Big man.
They're very similarly colored.
Oh, they're like the shining twins of cats. They move together and they'll come up to you together and you're just like,
nope.
Play with us, Danny.
I love them, but
yeah, they do move in sync a lot.
That's unsettling.
But Dwight loves Caroline so much. He would do anything
he knows
for
I'm
her.
allergic.
Yeah.
Dude, you and me both.
How's that going, by the way?
I
can ask you later too.
It's going well, and we can get into details about it later. But we have a show. So, you guys moving through the various alcoves and alleyways of the run. Kellen leads you to his, and at this point, Panay has gone and left as per your guys' promise and arrangement. Kellen, following a hastily scribbled out map, eventually leads you to literally a sign that says the bend, and it's pointing down an alleyway, and you can see it kind of goes around into this area, literally around the bend, and it's kind of built into the side. It's a weird little niche where the entrance isn't located on the outside of the area. You can see a few people just kind of speaking, talking indistinctly, drinking ale. You can hear music coming from inside. This is very much it sounds like an establishment that's kind of almost like a live music sort of bar. Just whoever can go up on the stage can go ahead and do what they want to do. As you guys are entered in, you see a plethora of different types: dragonborn, lizard folk, drow even. You see elves and humans and everything in between those two. You can see there are no other furbolgs, as they are very, very, very rare. But orcs, half orcs, there is an ogre just kind of sitting by the door as you guys walk in, and they're like, "Hurr," as you kind of look up at them out of just curiosity. There are a number of dwarves and halflings that are about here, a few even sprinklings of tieflings that are just sprayed about. This is a mixed batch of people, and behind the bar, you can see is a lizard folk who is grabbing and pouring drinks for everyone. A orange and yellow spine kind of on the top of his head, kind of trickling down to, back towards his back, as he continues to just pour stuff for other people and kind of like snap at other people to be like, hey, refill this guy's bread over here. This actually feels almost normalized to a lot of big city places that some of you have been to. There is someone up on the stage, a group of three dwarves who are playing a dulcimer, drums, and it looks to be like some kind of strange instrument that requires like winding up. They're doing a rendition of Blow Fire Down the Coast. As you guys walk in, Kellen kind of gets up on a chair, looks around, and she's like, that's her. That's Asate over there in the back corner. You can see it's this elf with very long tannish ears, blonde hair, and a high ponytail that's braided down her back. She currently has on a black shirt and trousers with boots that go up to the knee. Hello, cat. She has on her what looks to be like a red treated leather jacket that she only wears over her shoulders. It doesn't actually have her hands put through. She looks to be just enjoying a small glass of some sort of maybe whiskey in a back corner where no one else is really bothering her, possibly by design. Kellen says, I can go up to her whenever. I'd like to go ahead and make the introduction as soon as possible. So I'm going to go ahead and speak with her about my thing real quick. And then when you guys come over, I'll just introduce you all. Sound good?
Do you want us to follow, or do you want us to hang back until we think it's the right time?
I'll make it your choice. If you want to grab a drink first, I got to go ahead and chit chat a little bit about other business stuff that she and I set up. But I definitely want to make sure you guys get your moment to meet with her. So when you're ready, come on by. If you want to do it right now, I'm more than happy to do that for you.
I could use a drink.
I'm more than happy to take a rest.
All right.
Hi, a pint and a rest.
All right.
Yes.
Well, sure. Bars up that way. Just walk on over when you're ready, and I'll go ahead and make the introduction. Enjoy the music. This is I'm told this is as good as it gets here on the run. And he kind of walks over towards Asate, who kind of looks over with a very wry smile. She does flash her eyes up to see you, Imogen, and kind of just eyes the rest of the party just trailing off from her, looking over at the tabaxi, the furbolg, the dwarf, and then back at the gnome, and has like a wry smile where she begins to like speak indiscriminately over the noise. You cannot hear what's being said.
I'm going to send Neela over to listen, and then sit down. As we sit down, I'm just going to like put my hand over Stone and be like, Mr. Stone, if I can't, I'm not going to be able to hear you or see anything in a moment, but just hold me for the time being.
Hold me.
Well, Dust, I didn't know you cared.
Dust smiles. I do.
Go ahead.
I'll like
please.
tap his hand, like let him like give it like as a I got you.
Alrighty. As you conga line your way over to the bar, it is filled with a bunch of people who are just asking for drinks. It's basically like just looking for your spot. There's a set of bar stools. There are 3 by themselves, and then there's one that's being occupied by a dragonborn who looks like they're just kind of resting on their hand. They're copper in scale.
You mind if we take a seat, friend? Oh, sorry.
You talking to me?
Well, I guess if you're sleeping, you don't mind. We're just going to take a seat.
Do you want to make a perception for the cat following the gnome?
Yeah, let's go ahead and do that.
That is a 16.
16. Okay.
Yes.
Following the gnome, as you look through Neela's eyes, you are able to follow over. She says, you can kind of hear Hasate speak up and says, Killen, what an unexpected surprise. You know, I didn't think that we'd be seeing you so soon. I had heard some border trouble had kept people away. I assumed that we were postponing our arrangement. He's like, oh, Hasate, we drew up a contract. I had expected to be here on time, if not earlier. He's like, I do enjoy promptness. Have you brought the prototype? He says, yes. It's like, lovely. Let's have a look, shall we? He begins to like pull it out and kind of explain like the finer points of it, explaining that it is in fact a prototype and it currently is rewired. She does inquire into that and then further probes into like what happened when he first arrived here. And he says, they're actually here at this bar right now. I'll introduce you a little later. She's like, really? And they had to go through the Savalier Wood. That is very interesting. I would very much be interested in finding your friends. Let's talk about the rates we discussed.
I'm whispering this like just so that our group can hear it.
Sure.
As
you guys are proxy to this information. If you're looking to get yourselves, an ale or a flagon of wine or, whiskey, anything like that, such things can be provided for reasonable costs.
I'd like a pint.
That'll be 2 silver.
Oh, a saucer of milk, please. No, I'm just kidding.
Fucking, because it's a cat.
No,
then you can have
I'll take a
diarrhea.
pint as well.
Okay, that'll be a 2 silver.
But I'll lap it.
In true tabaxi form.
And cheap, so I discreetly take out some pocket bacon that I bought myself.
nice.
Alrighty. Dust, you're currently out of it at this time. The lizard folk kind of pours you guys up your round, gets paid. He's like, are you new to the run?
Yes. We're new to each other, but new to the run as well.
No. Well, welcome to Around the Bend. If you need anything, I'm Zix. You can speak to me, and I'll go ahead and do my best to help you.
It's a pleasure, Zix. What is I did ask for a pint, but what else would you recommend?
Everything's just about good here. I'd recommend the food actually more so than anything. We have an oil that we fry a lot of our meats in. It gives it a good kind of flavoring. Salted it too. But if you're looking for straight up harder liquor, we can go ahead and supply you some, shall we say, imported beverages. Kind of looks left, looks right, almost just for the performance of it. And he got a small, very oddly shaped bottle. It looks as though it's, it looks like a teardrop, except that there are 2 large portions that are missing from the top, front, and the bottom, bottom portion of it. And the glass is just this weird kind of greenish haze. It's like, this is imported from the Kryn dynasty, stored in residuum, and it is 100 gold pieces per cup. Exquisite, I'm told. I have not myself gone into it and tasted it. I reserve that for people who have much higher pockets than myself. Now, this is just the top. I start here because it is the production, but we have some lovely, lovely rums that have been imported from the Menagerie Coast. We have fine ale that has been brought in from the Dwendalian Empire. If you're missing anywhere in the Graying Wildlands, we are able to supply truly excellent dwarven whiskey. I cannot recommend this enough. Uthadern's best, I'm told.
Menagerie Coast, you say? I'll have a bit of that rum.
Absolutely. We mixed with pineapple and oranges for a sweeter flavor, but it's good.
Sounds like home.
Do you want the garnish or no?
Of course.
All right. And he goes ahead and he begins to pour up. As he's making this, it's a very colorful looking drink. It's very, it's very much about its appearance, and it is garnished with half of an orange peel and the crown of a pineapple just placed into it. It is served with crushed ice that is sloshed around into almost like a slushy form. And there you have it.
I'm definitely Stone's definitely purring a little bit as he's like takes the glass. But I'll take a swig. Yeah. A little sip. Like, just what I needed. Thank you very much. How much do I owe you?
It's 2 gold.
Happily.
Sorry, it's seasonal. Thank you.
Anybody want to try it?
No.
Oh, okay. More for me.
Sorry. Would you guys, would you guys, is there anything you want to do in the bar, or would you like to go ahead and speak with Hasate and Kellen?
I think, Dust had mentioned resting.
Oh, yeah.
Can we count this as a short rest?
You may absolutely count it as a short rest. You can listen to the set that the dwarves play. You learn to hear that they're called the This is going to be real dumb. Paylor and the Sunshine Band.
I love it.
It was off the cuff. I felt real bad about doing it, but I didn't stop. Anyway,
What is their version of shake your booty? What is it?
Look, the lyrics.
Jostle thy rump.
I mean, you guys have heard of medieval rock paper scissors. It's boulder parchment shears.
Yeah.
After they finish their set, they begin to pack up, and as there's kind of a lull, you do have the opportunity to just kind of go over and speak whenever you'd like. But if there is anything else you want to do, let me know.
Oh, just quick housekeeping. Did you want us to roll for a short rest or just heal back to full?
You can go ahead and roll for the short rest.
Okay.
I'm fine with that.
6.
Yeah, what can I do for you?
The elven woman in the corner.
Asate,
Yes. How do you feel about her?
dangerous woman, very charming, but I've seen her take out someone's eye with a spoon and they disrespected her over cost. She's a fair woman, deceptively charming. She will speak to you as though she completely understands something, but then she will make a very hard bargain in the opposite direction and stand firm on it. Pleasant company, good talking, works for the Trebain family. It's been looking for people who would be willing to go into the Savalier Woods. Kind of a dangerous area, so not a lot of takers. But she puts the word out and she has that seat. She's been coming here for a number of years and putting gold on my table.
Good to know.
Yes.
Any particular warning besides her keen spoon?
Don't insult the lady. Treat her with respect and don't directly look at her in her eyes.
Okay. Thank you, 6.
The pleasure, as always, is mine. Goes and assists with some further people down the line.
Is there any other info we hear from the conversation between Hasate and Kellen?
It becomes a little bit more social. They talk about how the journey that has occurred, future works, and things that can be provided on the scale of what he's been working on with this prototype. Like if he gets this working, he can probably get something that's a little bit more mobile, something that has easier control. He's been working with a way to inscribe runes onto things that will allow him to essentially move the bot remotely from like greater distances and plays around with that. Hasate nods, asks appropriate questions, keeps eye contact, and always has almost this permanent wry smile to her.
So no info that's like unique or anything like that?
Nothing I would say discernible that sparks any kind of interest.
Okay.
I think maybe after the the short rest time. Well, Dust, what do you think? How's the conversation? Should we head over?
Can't hear you.
Can't hear me. I can't hear you because I'm still listening.
He's in the
Oh,
cab.
that's right. Shoot.
I'm gonna, but I'll have.
Hello.
He can steal you.
Hello. Fly.
Yes, Mr. Stone. What?
Yes.
What?
I'm sorry. I didn't realize you wouldn't. Anyways, should we go now? Is it a good time?
They seem to be socializing. I think it'd be a good time for us to join in. Where is that? Staring at your rainbow cup.
Oh, try it. It's delicious.
He's not really taste too much alcohol. Like he's kind of been sheltered a bit. He's like, you see his eyes light up.
Y'all ever
right?
seen a drug for a
Taste of home.
This is very. There's so many.
Very sweet.
There's so many flavors in here.
Yes, it's one of my favorites from Port Damali.
We'd have to go there. We have to go there. And he brings out his book and writes down Port Damali.
Perhaps later, Dust. Perhaps later. After the dust has settled, as it were, in my life. Let's meet a new friend, shall we?
I'll snap my fingers and Neela will come back to me.
She begins to just make bread, biscuits.
I'll Do we
Weird.
have
It's like
a conversation? I'm just kidding. I just like
You look into
the knowing look to Neela.
begin to hear like do re me, like it's
But or no, but yeah, let's go.
cool. Who wants to lead this social interaction? I mean, at least the first person wants to. Jordan just being like, no.
No. No, thank you.
This could be great character building for you, Gwenora. Go for it.
Oh.
I believe it, you.
I'll put my hand on Gwenora's shoulder a bit. How about we take this together, huh?
All right.
Let's go. And I'll put my arm in hers and just like start walking. Wait, Gwenora's how tall is Gwenora?
4'5".
Okay, so I put my hand on her head and
Oh, okay. Much less demeaning.
sorry. I'm
Dwarves
6
love
foot
that
tall.
shit.
I don't know what to
It's
do.
all good. As
I'll
you
shoulder
kind of
that.
walk up, Killen kind of notices you guys walking to. These are my apparent rescuers. The Tabaxi is Mr. Stonewind. The Fearbog in the back is, I believe his name is Dust. Gwenora is the dwarven woman, and this is Imogen. They are the reason that I'm sitting here beside you, Miss Asate. Asate stands up as you guys walk over. She says, "It is my incomparable pleasure to meet each and every one of you," and extends a hand out to you, Stonewind. And then after shaking your hand, goes over to you, Gwenora. She's like, "Well, let's go ahead and sit. I would love to hear about your travels. I'm very interested in a few things that Killen has been able to tell me. For example, Miss Gwenora, was it?
Yes.
You'd mentioned that you'd been in contact with the Nightback clan. Is that correct?"
I have. It didn't go quite very well, you'd
Oh, then
say.
you're not friends with them, I see.
No.
I understand. But you have been in the Savalier Wood, and you've seen and dealt with them before. Is that correct?
Yes, I have.
That's good. You're alive. That is what I'm getting at, darling. You're incomparably. I'm using that word a bit. You'll forgive me. I've had a couple of drinks. I'm off the clock, so to speak, but never a time that I'm not working. What I mean to say is that you've actually seen them and gotten away from them, which is something very rare in this day and age. Now, you, sir, are you look erudite, speaking to you, Dust. She says, definitely a scholar. If I may hazard a guess, a member of the Cerberus Assembly. Or the Solstice Academy, perhaps.
Dust looks around, still in his. He was writing down like social cues or
Sure.
what he thought was in his book. No, neither of those. And he kind of picks up his hair, and there's a little like bluish bandana kind of underneath that was hidden before. And he's like, "I'm with the Cobalt Soul."
Interesting. If I were to understand correctly, you are a mage. I didn't know that the Cobalt Soul trained mages typically. More clerics, monks, even artificers every once in a while, but I've never seen an actual wizard who worked with the Cobalt Soul. Isn't that forbidden?
You'd have to ask my master on that one. He simply took me in and trained me.
Delicious. Well, if it's to be believed, this lovely woman right here used a club to beat a man to near death with it. Goodness, that takes me back to my childhood when I would have to grow up and beat the shit out of little giant goats that would come onto our property. Tell me, how long have you been in the business of going around and kicking the shit out of people who deserve it? Miss Imogen.
I'm sorry?
How long have you been beating the shit out of people that deserve it?
Oh, well, I guess we can go back to childhood on that, but only people who deserve it. But it's been about 3 years now.
3 years. Well, that's quite some time. Tell me, how did you get this right here on your face?
I was attacked by don't know how to pronounce it.
I believe the word is Remmerhaze.
A rimmer haze. Yes. And yeah, I was very fortunate to come back with just that lasting mark.
You have no idea. I actually have people in the field hunting for Remmerhazes for their incredible medicinal purposes. They exude this heat off of their bodies. It's incredible. I lose more people to hunting Remmerhazes every year than I do sending them to find dragons. But you two are lucky to be alive.
Yeah, I wouldn't exactly laugh about it, but
Trust
sure.
me, when you live as long as I do, everything in hindsight's just a little bit funnier.
Yes.
Mr. Dust, I do see a finger.
What I was just asking what I know what a Remmer haze was.
You can make a history check. You can make a nature check. They're more naturally occurring.
I'll send you the picture
13.
that I'm looking at right now.
It's a 13.
13. Centipedal like blue giant worm creatures from the north.
Okay.
Not a lot you know about like mating practices, favored prey, that kind of stuff. But you've done your research on the graying wildlands, flora, fauna, and exotic wildlife.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And then he's gonna, Mrs. Sutter. No offense to this question, but why do you smile so much?
I have much to be thankful and happy for. We are living currently in a place without law, without reason, and yet every day things get a little bit better for the family. And do you know why that is, Mr. Dust?
He looks up from writing his notes. No, tell me more.
It is because we look for young, talented individuals who can assist us to become a better family. Now, this gentleman right here has been noticeably quiet, and though you led the walk on over here, you seem more practiced in my line of work. Tell me, where are you from?
Oh, me? From all over, really.
Well,
spend a little time on the coast, spend a little time on the road.
A vagabond.
Well, not a vagabond of sorts. I do like to roll in higher circles for various reasons.
There's no higher circle than the Shurbain family, darling.
So I've heard.
Well, I have heard everything that I need to hear. We have people who are experienced in the Savalier Wood, a studied gentleman from the Cobalt Soul, a woman who has bested a Remmerhaze and left with her life, and a journeyman from all over. My employer would be extremely interested in meeting all of you face to face and discussing an opportunity that has arisen for us to make a considerable deal of money, if such a thing could interest you.
Really quickly, Bradley, from Frank's mentioning of the Trevane family, were they mentioned as, for lack of a better word, a possible mark, or just somebody that I should look out for and talk to? Someone
more so that if you needed work, Trebanes are usually the guys who are a little bit more on the end. You would send a brute forcer like Grim over to the Oodalots. Frank might mess around with the Mardoons on occasion, but the Trebane family is a more what you would refer to as like they're not
a noble. They're not a noble family. They're like a crime family. Okay.
Yeah, all four of them are.
Oh, I see. Okay, yeah. Great.
And these four families basically run Shady Creek Run. With the addition of the Great Trader Union, people who are trying to legitimize Shady Creek Run for commerce and other reasons and bring some semblance of law and order to the place. Sure. They're not having great luck.
Okay, cool. Well, I mean, I'd love to hear more.
How much?
Well, that really does depend, doesn't it? I mostly look out for the talent. I suppose that Darko would be the one who would set the price for you, but I can tell you a little bit about the job and see if there's a price or a number in mind that you have that would be interesting to you. We want to find out what happened to the ruins of Molière's Mere.
Does that ring a bell? Is anybody?
Everyone can make a history check right about now.
Can I do it with advantage? Okay.
Yes, as per some discussion we had beforehand.
Cool.
8.
8.
I turned my camera off. Sorry.
25.
25.
19.
19.
A natural 20.
Okay.
Ooh.
So, in fact, it is Gwenora who would know the most about this because her people from Uthadurn came from the ruins of Moliasmir way back in the way. And I would say everyone would have working knowledge about this to a certain degree. So here's the base level for the people that succeeded. Sorry, Dino, that's not you. So Moliasmir was the site of a horrendous tragedy which forced all the elves that lived there out into the graying wildlands to live among Uthadurn. The dwarves of Uthadurn took them in and began to share their kingdom, and they're one of the more successful places on the continent as a society because of that move. But there is still interest in going back into the Savalier Wood, going down south, and then finding out what the hell happened down there, because it's a big mystery. And this is what some of the more learned among you would get. You would understand that Moliasmir was this kind of enlightened society, and they were kind of trying to recreate things that were happening in the Age of Arcanum, where mages were trying to ascend to godhood. They were a smarter people, and the tragedy essentially created toxicity in the area, began to spread out through the forest and ruin the trees and surrounding wildlife. It turned people into monsters. No one knows what the source of what happened was, though. It's this big mystery, and every year the Savalier Wood gets a little bit worse. It's why the Dwendalian Empire has not gone north to try and take territory, because it is just a rotten wasteland, and past that it's a frozen wasteland. So there's no real need for the Empire to keep on going north, which is perfect for Shady Creek Run if you want to establish a place with no law or reason. Gwenora, in addition to all this, I will say this. You get what the forest's original name was. It was once known as Vuathil, but it is now called the Savalier Wood, which is Elvish for guilt.
Ah. Neat.
Oh.
Lore dump.
Well, I don't know what that is, but
I would be interested in very much going to these ruins.
Marvelous. You guys have had a pretty intense day. If you prefer to stay here at the lodge, then by morning I can come by again and take you to the estate. There are precautions we must take, I must warn you. If you choose not to be drugged on your way there, then you will have to wear sackcloths over your head as to keep the location of the Trebane homestead a secret.
I don't do well with drugs.
Do we get to stay at the estate if we go in through this?
Well, if you were to go to the estate now, then I imagine we would give you the task and then have you off. No. If we were to go now, then we can return you back here. It's all a matter of if you wish to take care of things now or later.
What time of day is it right now?
You arrived in the evening around 3 p.m. It has been it's now about 5 or 6.
Yeah, DM, which way is north?
No, it's Widowgast all over again. I'm not Mercer. I'm not fit to deal with this.
I take care of it now.
I say let's go for it.
All right.
Now, please.
Very well. If you don't mind, and she goes ahead and she brings out like 4 sackcloths that look like just potato sacks. She's like, go ahead and grab those, and we will head outside.
Does mine fit?
No, not well, because you have such a mane. So it's gonna be like putting, I don't know, like too small of a pillowcase on a really big pillow. It's just gonna kind of come out.
Miss Hachetta, do you have something bigger for me?
I
Does
do.
that come in extra
And
large?
She says, I do. And she takes her hand and places a small cube in your hand. Go ahead and ingest that. I'd recommend with water, but you can also dry swallow.
I'm going to do an Arcana check on it.
Sure. The wizard doing an Arcana check like he's
10.
going to nail it. Oh, right! You have no idea what this is.
Well,
Does it? May I ask what this does, Mr. Sata?
It incapacitates you for the next hour, which should be no much longer than it'll take to get to the estate.
I look to Stone. Mr. Stone, please make sure. I will make sure I don't get stolen.
I will take care of you, my fine, large, furry friend.
I'm going to have Neela go up on the shoulders of Stone and just sit there, and I'll try to, like... I'm going to be unconscious. I can't even do anything. He takes
I'll
it.
take care of Neela.
All right, dry swallowing. It is an interesting flavor. It is sweet, almost like what we would akin to like bubble gum. And then you can kind of feel like your face getting numb, and then you have some food. And then eventually you begin to like start getting more and more heavy. Each of your limbs start to drag you down further until you are able to make it to a small, there's this large, not serpentine. What's the word I'm looking for? It's a large lizard-like creature. She goes ahead and she says, "Okay, big one, here, there you go," and we'll just go ahead and fasten you here.
I'm going to try to, in my last bit of unconsciousness, I'm going to try to fall in her direction.
As you try to, you know what? Go ahead and make a dex check with disadvantage.
That's not going to do it. Okay. I rolled a 7 on the first one.
As you your plan is to fall on her. What ends up happening is you just go, and he is out for the next hour. Each of you get on top of these lizard-like creatures, and you were placed onto the back of this. It's just one large beast. All of you have your sacks placed over your head. A rider comes in for a second one. Perfect. Thank you, Jordan. And you were all an hour later taken to what looks to be kind of like this almost, I want to give you like Pirates of the Caribbean entry of the ride kind of vibes. It's this darkened kind of like you can't see the tree line reaching out to the sky. There are these homesteads that are just kind of like built as these very fancy like southernish or Louisiana looking houses that have like cobblestones built all over them. The woods around look disturbing. They are the trees themselves are like blackened green. There's like this almost pus coming out where there should be sap. There is a unusual amount of of fungi. She says, "Step lightly. You don't want to touch one of those. They're going to..." Oh, Mr. Dust. She takes out a small little dagger. She's like, "Excuse me, sweetheart." She pokes your butt. We're here.
Do I get a short rest again? Or a long rest?
If you would, you can get a short rest from that since it was about an hour of riding.
Yeah.
If you would all like to take that, you're welcome to. And she leads you up to a very large house. Knocks on the door. She says, "Darko, I'm home." And opens it up. It's kind of like the screen door, and she enters in. The mugginess has just gotten almost imperceptibly, you are immediately sweating. As you've entered into this part of the forest, there are several little homes. You can see people who are finely dressed in suspenders with weapons who kind of patrol the grounds, and others who are just watching from trees that have like little sentry posts set up. This place is very heavily patrolled. You guys are led up into the house, and as soon as you walk in the door, it's like air conditioning. Nice, cold, temperate. It is so refreshing. You kind of get that cold sheen of sweat when you first walk into air conditioning after being outside in Houston or Florida all day. And as you walk in, it is just a refreshing feeling. As you look around, you see all manner of skins of animals that have been slain on the floorboards and busts of heads and whatnot. You can see a large roaring fireplace where a small short-haired dog is resting in a very regal looking bed. He's a very large boy.
What a lovely room of death you have.
Yes, Daco is very interested in hunting, and it shows. Moliasmir has produced some interesting creatures, and she kind of kicks at the head of like this weird looking bear that looks like it has an owl's head. But we tend to use some of the meat to help supply most of the larders of Shady Creek Run. Many people eat because of what we do here. And you can hear like, and you see the first time Darko Trebane. Dark hair that's kind of just pulled back. He has two gloves on. Of course, he has gloves on with arcane symbols drawn on the outside of each of them. He has on suspenders and a white buttoned-up shirt that is pulled up to the elbow and rolled up that way. He's currently wearing very nice shoes that he is currently taking off and putting boots on instead. There's a hat that hangs next to him that he's usually wearing, but in this particular scene, he is not. But just keep in mind, it is a red hat with a brown little belt tied around the tip of it, like around the radius of it. In his mouth is a cigar, which he, after lacing up his boots, goes ahead and points at it with his glove, and you can kind of see the arcane symbol kind of flash a little bit, and the end of the cigar turn purple, and then Hasate, any news on my dragon yet? And she says, well, we're putting out feelers, but unless you want me to go asking Geladon to see if he's dropped anything recently, I think that we're still going to have to go through our regular channels. He's like, that's a pity. But who have you brought me here? Who are all of you?
I'm Stone.
Stone.
I'm Dust.
Dust.
I'm Gwenora.
Gwenora?
And Imogen.
Of course you are. Miss Imogen, I believe we've met before, have we not?
Refresh my memory.
You were wearing black trousers, black buttoned-up shirt, black hat, and red gloves. Complemented the scarf that you had on. Although why a woman would wear a scarf in the middle of this intrepid heat is beyond me. We discussed many things, but mostly about some interesting movements the Myriad were making. Do you really not recall?
It's becoming a little more clear the more that you talk about it.
We had a fine conversation. I'd hoped that you'd remember me. I'm deeply wounded.
I meet a lot of people, and you, sir, seem very memorable indeed, but I was going through quite a rough patch.
Well, regardless, you are back in my home, and is there something that I can do for you? Hisate, I do not mean to be rude. I apologize. He stands up. He extends a hand. He says, my name is Darko Trebane. It is a pleasure to meet your acquaintance.
A shake, too? I'm assuming he's going around to all of us?
Yes, he is. Just affirm, like, good to meet you, good to meet you, good to meet you. He says, now, so, Hasate, why are they here? She kind of looks over. She says, I believe I found our crew who's willing to go to Molia's Mere. And Darko kind of, like, straightens up at this, kind of turns around, cigar in his mouth, says, really?
We hear adventures to be had.
And corn to be made.
That
Can I
Indeed.
pull Dust aside for a moment?
I mean, absolutely.
Yeah, great. So he has met Shannon, my sister, and he thinks it's me. I'm not going to lead on yet because I don't know if it was a good interaction or a bad one, but I just want you to have knowledge of what's going on.
I will do what I can to keep. Do you want to make sure your identity is kept safe then? Should I refer to you as Shannon?
Well, clearly he doesn't remember her name, just the way that we look, but
All right. I will
I
keep
just
it in
want you
mind.
to play along if he starts to describe her and it's clearly not me.
Will do. I will keep it in mind.
Now, adventure can be had here. Oh, welcome back to the conversation. He says as you guys are speaking, he's like, well, now, it would be incredibly dangerous if you're up to task, though, there is a small little issue that's plaguing me. I assume that we've made contact with Killen by this point. Hasati nods. She says, he should have a prototype ready very soon. It's like, excellent. Well, the job is simple. Find the lost ruins of Moliesmere. Go about, well, we'll show you on a map where you'd want to go. And you would deploy a device that will go down to the Garden of Stone and find the Door of Light.
The Garden of Stone and the Door of Light.
Yes.
Any more you can tell us about this garden and maybe what we might expect to find there?
Almost certainly. But I'd rather show you. Come here. He pulls out, it looks like a sack of sand and a set of blue-rimmed glasses. He says, Miss Gwenora, if you would, please put these on.
And before I do, actually, you know what? No, I'm just going to do it. I put them on.
Alrighty. As you place them on, everything has a kind of a blue tint to it. Darko goes into the bag of sand and he pulls out a little bit. He says, Mr. Stone, what do you see here?
Sand.
And Miss Gwenora, what do you see here? As you look, the sand is brightly illuminated when underneath the lens of these glasses.
That's not quite sand. I don't know what it is, but that's not quite sand.
It is a special powder that we help fabricate for tracking such interesting individuals such as these Cerberus Assembly members who came in contact with the ruins of Moliesmere. We and a few of our agents, family members, close ones, found out that a few members of the Cerberus Assembly, an elite mage, Huda school, whatever, from the Dwendalian Empire based out of Rexington, had come into our forest looking for my ruin. And when we saw that they were interested in that, we thought, well, hell, let's see if we can get any useful information. Rather than trail them, we did something a little smarter, and we put one of these bags, cut a small little hinge on the side of it, and they've been trailing out a small, well, it would lead those little breadcrumbs right to where they had went, and hopefully to the ruins themselves. Now, from what we gather from the intelligence, they were looking for an old passage about the ruins, something connected to a large secret that goes back all the way to the Calamity. It said, the Garden of Stone, where the Door of Light is. Now, for years, my family has had vested interest in the ruins of Moliesmere. Impressive magical relics and different sorts of things are always coming out of the wood. And what we've noticed lately, we've consulted with druids and heard that the infection of the forest is increasing, not incremental per year, but has recently started moving exponentially, meaning to say it's becoming worse. The ruins were, well, this issue, whatever corrupted Moliesmere and forced all the elves out, happened some 250 years ago. Wasn't nothing to shake a hand at. But recently, it's been getting closer and closer to Shady Creek Run and threatens to overrun it. That's where I do my business. Now, I would like to find out exactly what's happening, and I have a keen intuition that perhaps it's tied to this garden and this door. I want to see if we can find out what it is.
Do you know what's through the Door of Light?
I couldn't hazard a guess, my love. I would imagine that it's something that allowed this corruption to walk on through. Maybe it turns all the wildlife to stone. Perhaps something to do with basilisks or Medusa, but it is pure conjecture at this point. I could not tell you exactly what it would be. Confuses the hell out of me, but compels me.
Mr. Trebane, is it safe to assume you are not allied with the Assembly?
You may, you may assume correctly. They are tools in this instance that will lead me to a greater prize. But no, I do not lick the heel nor the boot of Bertrand Dwendal, the supposed king of the Dwendalian Empire.
Good to know.
Yes, I don't quite like kings very much, so Any way to ruin his plans, I'm all game.
Ah, well, if I can convince you to take the job for free, then we'll be fast friends just like that. But
Yes. No. Sorry.
I suppose you want to know about cost.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Lean over to Stone. That was a good one.
Thanks.
now, going into Savalier Wood, finding these gentlemen, I'd say 3 days of your time. What is that worth to you?
Running the kind of things I do, would I know of would I understand a decent price for a job like this?
I was gonna say, can I do an insight check on him to see
Sure.
what he would?
Make an insight check, sure.
Do you want to roll together? Do you want to help me and give me advantage here?
Well, you're discerning from insight on if he's being weird about this deal.
No. I'm not. Okay. Yeah. Oh, damn it. There was two things. All right.
Yeah.
I was mainly doing the insight to see like what he would be willing to pay, but yeah, I'd rather go with the like, is there anything extra he's actually looking for?
Yeah.
Okay.
But I will say while he's rolling, Mr. Stone, a typical job on like scouting missions, 50 gold per day, depending. I mean, if it's a riskier job, obviously the price goes up.
50 gold per person per day?
Per person per day, yeah. Yes, okay. Mr. Dust.
13.
What was that?
13.
Mr. Dark. Well, you know what? Let's go ahead and put it to Mr. Darko. He's an incredible gentleman from the Northern Territories, and he is extremely hard to read. You can detect that perhaps he's letting you set the price for a reason. Why not just tell them what you would pay for this?
I'll lead down to Stone. The more we can get out of this, the better. It's against the Cerberus, so I maybe would say, let's say there's 4 of us. We'll count Neela as 500. 100 gold per person. And cat.
Let's see. Per day for the whole group, 500 gold.
500 gold.
For the whole group.
Per day.
Yes.
Well, that sounds
we are
agreeable.
No.
I think that's fine. With a single condition, if it is okay. My obvious concern is we are not affiliated. We are not family. So how am I to believe that you yourselves would not go on a bender towards, say, Rexentrum, live it up for a few days, come back and actually do the work, and 10 days later, I'm out. What would that be? 5,000 gold?
Mr. Darko, if I may, I am quite used to the lap of money, the lap of luxury. I am a self-made man, and I can assure you that I will not allow my new friends to take advantage of this opportunity. And I can assure you that all of us could use a little bit of adventure right now.
Make a persuasion check.
To further assure you, we'll give you a progress report every evening.
How am I to receive this if you are heading 3 days in a certain direction?
Well, by pigeon, of course.
I will allow you to make a persuasion check, Mr. Dino. I'll allow you to make a deception check, Miss Imogen.
I'm gonna help out Mr. Stone with this. You cast message to Mr. Trebain and just kind of gently be like, just take a look. And I gently lift the hair to show the kobold bandana.
Mm-hmm.
I rolled a 19.
All right.
Would I get advantage from Dust Help or?
Yes, you would.
For it.
Good. Ooh, natural 20.
Yeah.
So that would be a 22.
You seem like an honorable type. And if you could supply this pigeon with reason up, well, you know what? That gives me an idea. I know what I'll do here. Where's Pi? Is he about? Hasate says, like shouts the name Pi loudly, and you can see like a small little elven child, probably like a teenager, kind of come in. They are incredibly pale. Their eyes are completely black, and they have very long white ears and very white hair. And Pi says, "Yes, Mr. Trebane, what can I do for you?" He says, "Now, Mr. Pi, what I have here is a small party who's willing to go out into the Savalier Wood, and they seem like an honorable sort who would do the job, which is why I'm even thinking that someone who I've not met but 5 minutes ago, save for this picture loveliness here, is even going to be taking the job. But my worry is that they are not able to do it in a timely manner, to stay on task. Now, they can give me updates via pigeon, but I would like, if it is possible, for you to go with them and assist them on their journey and make sure that you're looking out for the benefits of our family." He says, "It would be my absolute honor to, Mr. Pi." He says, "Well, there it is. You'll take my young Mr. Lyodon here as your valet, and he will assist you on your way to the ruins of Moliere's Mere. You will find out whatever is going on there. If you can get it, bring it back here, and I will pay you 500 gold pieces per day, every day, that Mr. Pi can verify that you were working for the Trebanes." How's
Look
that
around
sound?
to the rest of the group.
Can we get that in writing?
Well, I mean, if you want it enforced, I mean, you'll have a hard time finding a law person to do so. But I'll tell you what, I'll go ahead and put it down in writing for you, just so that you can go ahead and show. Although I wouldn't recommend taking it to the Dwendalian Empire, the Menagerie Coast, the Kryn Dynasty, if those yokels even have a system of government. But I would say this: what I offer you is a sinner's handshake, the promise that I will do what I say if you do what you say.
I'm going to insight check.
Go ahead.
17.
Mr. Jabane is probably may have seeded a few things throughout this conversation. He might have misled you to how dangerous this mission is going to be. He might even have Pi have assassination experience that would kill each and every one of you should you stray from your path. You don't know. But one thing Mr. Trebane is a businessman, and he does not meddle in business. He's not lying to you. He promises to uphold his end of the bargain. You see there's kind of this desperation behind his eyes that says that he might have just found the one thing that'll let him finally get into the ruins, find out what's in there.
Mr. Germain, there is an honor amongst men like us.
I do believe that is true.
And I shake his hand.
Settle then. I wish you well on your journey. Mr. Pi will see to your every request. Be sure to supply them properly and make sure you are ready to travel at a moment's notice, Mr. Lyodon. The pallid elf bows down. He says, "Yes, of course, Mr. Trebane." And he excuses himself from the room. Hasate, wearing the same wry smile, says, "Well, this sounds like the beginning of a lovely adventure." And that is where we are going to end tonight's session. Thank you, everyone, for watching. Thank you, Corporate Streams, for placing us onto the internet. Thank you to my fabulous players for being a part of everything we do here. We'll resume the game next week, same time, 4 o'clock to 7. And until then, we will see you later. Goodbye.
Bye.